Everybody, welcome back to Additional Link. Here at Additional Link, we believe there's plenty of space at the table for everybody. There's plenty of ink to go around. I am joined today by Eric Ocean Tempest, our own. And also today we got a special guest, Lorcana Habibi from ETB.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm excited to have you all. So today we're going to go over the card reveals from the last couple of days. So I've got that loaded up. So let's get that screen shared. And we're going to kind of share our thoughts. Talk about some winter spell.
Please.
All right. My super fancy graphics. So our first card we've got is Pot of Honey. So 1-cost item, Amethyst, revealed by I can't even pronounce that. Revealed by them.
Isn't it just Veronica?
Yeah, sure. No offense to them. I don't know how to pronounce it. And it's just item to chosen exerted character can't ready to start of the next turn. How do you guys feel about this?
It can be repeatable, definitely loopable with something that can really lock down a board, similar to how Demona locks down all the opponent's gargoyles. This can give you that extra little bit to push you over the edge to get you to 20.
Yeah. Honestly, I think most Amethyst cards that don't just read draw a card are not going to make the cut just because of how many broken Amethyst cards we got. But it is cool to see that they're trying to introduce things to the archetype. We do have an Infinity format, so this could be a plug and play. Chosen exerted character can't ready. It's like kind of like a stacks effect, but we have some other much more powerful effects that do something similar coming up.
Yeah. I mean, and that's another thing to take into account. Our next major DLC here in North America is Infinity format. And so I'm hearing a lot of players talk about Infinity repercussions for a lot of these cards or Infinity applications. We'll just move on. We got Terran, magically armored. He's got Rush. When you play this character, you can put up to 2 cards from your chosen player's discard on the bottom of their deck in any order. So now Amethyst is coming for our discard.
I like it. It can put those pesky Leelas on the bottom to your dog's opponents.
That is pretty good. They're also finally now doing the thing where they're giving Amethyst uninkable cards and not only inkable cards. So I'm okay with powerful cards as long as we're balancing it with that application, similar to how they just give everything to red and make it uninkable. Yeah, but it's a very good, cool art. I really like the art on this, actually.
Yeah, you're not lying. There's been a lot of Amethyst cards so that you scratch your head and you go, why is this inkable?
Yeah. So it feels good that this is uninkable. 5/5 Rush on 5. I don't know how relevant that actually is. It really just depends on what people are trying to do. That's where these cards kind of come into play. Uninkables are really hard to fit in your deck, especially in a deck like Amethyst. So I would be curious to see where this sees play. But I think if we're ever playing this, we're playing it for the second effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that to this set, we may see a lot of different deck archetypes come out that we're not used to, that we're not familiar with.
Yep.
So initially, we always want to think about the current meta, the current decks, how these might slot in. So they might not make sense, but there's a lot of interesting new effects so far this set. So
we've seen a similar effect on this with that Queen, the 4-drop. Whenever you can put a princess on your opponent's bottom, then you gain lore equal to it. That card hasn't seen play, but it was more of an activated ability. With this being ETB, I think it could see more play. But again,
I have a joke. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. You said put it on your opponent's bottom. Do you put the card on your opponent's bottom, or do you put it on the bottom of their deck?
That's the dad joke of the century, man. Good job. Best dad ever. He couldn't have wore a better shirt for that one.
That was indeed.
Could not resist. All right, we'll move on. Next, we got Tigger, bouncing all the way. When you play this character, you may return chosen character, item, or location with 2 costs or less. So to their player's hand, so we got that befuddle effect on a body. How relevant do you guys feel these 4/3 stats are going to be?
I think the stats are fine. The 4-drop is just very congested in current purple decks. So I don't know if this will take priority over Dumbo Genie at the moment, but we can see.
I like this. The way I see this is a different deck than Dumbo Genies. I think we're going to lean into a world where Amber becomes one of the stronger colors in the next set. We're going to see soon as to why. And when we start talking about Amber decks, we're going to start talking about people playing Horseman Strikes, taking out evasives constantly. I can actually see a world where we lean away from these turn 4 Genie, turn 5 Elsa shenanigans, and we finally get into a world where we might just see people just doing docks and then leading away from these evasives to kind of make the Amber decks have 4 dead cards in their hand. If I played a bunch of cards and then docked and then had this Tigger, in theory, I could play this, bring back a dock to my hand, and then replay on the following turn. That just seems like a really strong effect. So it definitely doesn't fit in a world where you're playing the traditional stuff. But I think, as Jeff has said, it is a world where we start getting creative with these decks and we lean away from this world of the exact same Amethyst decks and 50 core that everyone's playing, right?
And we've also got rotation in 2 sets too. So then Doc and Genie, Genie, Doc as well, but Genie and Elsa are gone then, right? So some of these cards may get life after rotation as well.
That's it. And this is kind of like a really bad Fox, but you saw the effect of Fox. Like being able to bounce your own characters is often not a downside, it's an upside. So this having the upside of not having to do it when it doesn't matter, and when it matters, you can do it. I think it's a very underrated card for a common. I would be surprised to see it's not played. But you did bring it up though. The 4/3 body is an issue. I don't know if the 3 willpower in this is strong enough to equate play.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to kind of see how that shakes out. We got a lot of big bodies last set, so it's kind of interesting to see how they're trying to balance that out with this set as well. We got Morgana, Macabre. I should know how to pronounce that. I'm a Darkwing fan. It's been so long. 3-cost sinkable, 5/3. So vanilla, how are we feeling?
You're a Darkwing fan. How do you like the art?
Oh, I love the art. So far, all of this Darkwing art has been great.
I haven't seen it. I didn't even know it was a Disney thing.
Oh man, it's so great. I've picked up some nice art back there in the back at the Epcot Festival of the Arts this past weekend. Went down there for the Lorcana quest. It's like a steampunk Darkwing duck in his ship. Totally should probably be a Lorcana like Floodborn card. But I'm interested. I'm glad that they're bringing in his like gallery of rogues. Right, there's a lot more that we haven't seen yet.
It does have the super tag. Maybe in the next set that becomes more relevant to make this card better. But a 3-drop 5/3 is pretty good stats.
Yeah, I mean swinging for 5.
I just took that in. A 3-drop 5/3. We're getting crazy with the stat lines.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to be happy with a 3-drop 3/3. I'd be like, whatever. It's an on-curve character. We're in different worlds now. But honestly, this is a really... I don't want to say this for every card that's just a vanilla that won't see competitive play, but this being a 5/3 is exciting. But the art itself is amazing. Like if they made this enchanted, and just like full arted it, I would be pretty happy to pull this.
I wouldn't be surprised if this didn't end up an epic or an enchanted. Honestly,
right, that's true. We also don't know if they will be, right?
Yeah, because they tend to lean towards some of the newer properties when they do those. So. But this is absolutely stunning, and honestly, I just got the clean version up on the slide today, so I'm actually looking at the clean version for the first time, really in depth, and it's awesome.
I also don't know if in this movie this versus an Ice Master or something, but I feel like if they had Elsa at the center of this picture, it would have been one of the best Elsa arts they've made. So no idea.
Well, she's a sorceress, so she does like a lot of different things. There's actually a card we'll see later that Darkwing's been transformed, and she's responsible for that in the cartoon.
I gotta see you.
So we got Do you want to build a snowman? A 3-cost song, uninkable. Chosen opponent chooses yes or no. If they choose yes, you gain 3 lore. No, they choose a character of theirs to put on that card on the bottom of their deck. So you got lore gain, and you've got some potentially a way to get around some warded characters.
I hate this.
It's a very niche card.
You hate it?
This card could be playable, but I really hate it. I hate that I'm going to have to go to locals and hear people sing this song every single day and every single hour. And I just want to go there and do like my silent mute games where like I don't even say anything to my opponent. I just move the cards and point. And then I hate cards like this. You
have to answer the question. They're going to be like, do you want to build a snowman?
And then I have to sit down and say yes or no. It's gonna be fun. It will brighten up some people's days for sure. But as a card itself, gain 3 lore for 3 as a song is pretty insane. There's probably going to be a burn deck that is in the meta to be played in that deck. I highly doubt somebody will ever say no. Usually, like these choice cards and other TCGs tend to be pretty bad historically, but it's probably going to be a situation where you play in a burn deck, if anything.
If you're playing in a burn deck and it's going to get you to 20, I'm going to say no.
But it's any character of yours. So you could like get rid of your Tipo, your 1-drop, Hook or Clarabelle or whoever. So it's
the thing is though, in aggressive decks, like you're going to play this and then you're going to look at your opponent after they need to have a certain amount of bodies on board to swing into your merfolks and all that stuff. And even if I get rid of a Tipo, that's probably still going to end. This card technically nets me like 2 lore. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's too early to tell how the meta shapes out or not. If we're seeing as much mid-range decks as I expect to see, this probably won't see play in core constructed, but you never know. And in the other world, Infinity World, we have a lot of burn cards, so this could just be an extra card we play.
Post rotation, there's just it's hard to see, but Oceans, you don't necessarily want to get rid of those T-pos. They win DLCs these days.
That's true. That's true. Fun fact, Fungus is selling his on eBay.
Yeah. I think he said he was buy one get one free special earlier. Maybe I don't quote me on that.
So use promo code.
He did say he was getting a playmat made that was like the Spider-Man meme, but T-pose where they're pointing at each other.
Pretty funny.
That is pretty good. I like that it's playing into it. That's fun.
Yeah.
So happens when one of the people win the DLCs. One of the good people.
All right. Following that, we have Ana. She's a Floodborn. If a card left a player's discard, you can shift her for 0, so that Terran kind of comes into play with this possibly. And when she quests, you may gain lore equal to the lore of a character card in your discard. And if you do, put it on the bottom of your deck. So you can potentially shift this for free.
I want to know where the game goes with removing stuff from the discard. Because last set, we saw the Horn King, where he gets more abilities based off the moving. And we haven't really seen too many cards that do that so far. So I'm definitely excited to see if there's cards this set, or maybe they're building up to a next set where more graveyard interaction occurs.
Or maybe it's just to keep Amethyst from milling themselves with all their card draw.
Suffering from success. Honestly, the only issue I see with this card is I can think of a lot of ways where this can be broken. The only issue I see is it's not really a good shift target, period. Like, there's nothing I want to play between 1 to 4 that excites me to shift this on. That's my issue right now with it. Like, we have Anas, but not Anas that I'd be comfortable playing. Like, my big rule of thumb is if you're playing a really good card, but the good card requires you to play a bad card, then your good card's not good anymore, right? So in theory, I love the card, but we need to have like a strong, even like a vanilla 1-drop would be insane with this. If we ever got that, like, or a 2-drop, it's pretty, the ceiling's pretty high. And we have things like Max Goof, which I think we'll see a lot of increased play now. That can grab something from your own discard. We're going to have we're leaning towards more and more of this like recursion style. The real question is, if a card's left a player's discard this turn, we have this Moana as well, right? So if I take something out of my discard to ink it, that's like a way for this Ana shift, right? It counts. We have a lot of like interesting ways to get her to play with this. So I'm excited to see what we get. But at this current time, we don't have something to break it.
She just kind of falls into that category that a lot of Floodborns do when they first come out, is when we're looking for the shift target. And, you know, every set we revisit those Floodborns. Did we get a good shift target, right? Like Robin Hood coming back in Fabled was really great, but we didn't get the 1-drop back.
Exactly. And see 0 play because of that, right?
Yeah. So if we ever get the 1-drop back, that Robin Hood instantly comes back.
Exactly. Especially with this news. We won't spoil it. We're getting another action soon.
We'll get there. I actually like this next card. Mick Horn, Ice Cold Officer. 5 cost, Inkable Bodyguard, 6/5. Chimpo Light here. I'm excited. I played some Chimpo before. Yeah, and you're not a big Bodyguard guy, Habibi, or if I remember correctly.
I'm okay with Bodyguards. I just don't like things that die to World's Greatest Criminal Mind, and I don't like things that die to Bolt. So this dies to both.
So that's our duality now in the game, right? Is it over status to where it dies to World's Greatest, or is it under status and die to Pearl's Thunderbolt?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like Bolt even in Infinity, along came Zeus, but either or, right? Like this in Core is playable. It is mega unplayable in Infinity because it dies to both, right? I think the sweet spot is a 4/6, right? That's like the sweet spot you want for a bodyguard, or for whatever toughness. Just because you want to get under one aspect, and then you want to get over the hump for the other steel damage.
But very cool art as well.
Yeah.
With the windswept in there.
People keep saying it's a lightsaber. Got me excited.
It looks like it.
I can see it.
I think this card's good enough for like a turn, and then we bring back Scar specifically for this one thing. But then, as you said earlier, 2 bad cards do not make it better.
Draw 7 with Scar.
There's potential. I could also see it more of the Kimi build where you get Alice protecting it, and then it's a real issue. But other those like select niche situations, it does fail to both like the World's Greatest and the Hurl.
I think this is probably a banger card in Limited though.
Yeah.
For anybody playing pre-release events.
If I play this on Limited, I win.
Yeah. And it's a common too, so chances are you're going to pull it. All right, we got a new franchise, Fox and the Hound. We got Todd, Playful Kit. Kit is the name for a baby fox, if you did not know that. We're learning today. Whenever this character quests, you choose 1, gain 1 lore, or the chosen character of yours gains evasive until the start of your next turn. Green's getting a lot of utility this set. I'm sorry, Emerald is getting a lot of utility this set. 2/4 quest for 2. Thoughts?
It's okay. I mean, I love the franchise here, I will say. I'm a big fan of this franchise, so I'm excited to see it get more and more introduced. I want to see this in and enchanted selfishly. But that being said, the gain 1 lore is like, okay. The only issue I have with this card, they're both really strong effects, and it notably says chosen character. It doesn't have to be itself, which is potentially be really a broken effect in the future. The only issue I have with this, it's not on play. That's my problem with it.
That's fair.
I wish it was on play. If it was on play, it would be one of the most playable Emerald cards, but it doesn't mean it's unplayable. It depends where the meta leans into.
Yeah, it's got potential.
I'm curious on what shell it fits in.
Yeah.
Remember when Emerald was getting no inkable cards? So this kind of helps them out there.
We're comparing it to like the slums of what we had in the past.
Maybe they're swapping. Amethyst is now getting uninkable cards and Emerald's getting...
It's about time, man. Just keep doing that for a couple of sets.
We've got a vanilla mini, 2 costs, inkable, 3/3, quest for 1. It's okay. Good, great art.
If you drop 3/3, can't complain about it. It's not the first Minnie Mouse, won't be the last.
It's following the trends. So we've seen the 2 cost 3/3 Black Hera. We've seen the 2 cost 3/3 Lorcana and Habibi.
Everybody's getting a Smee Light.
Yep, everyone's getting their baby Smee.
Smee Light.
And then I'm sure there's some Floodborn mini that can take advantage of this as well. So it's a decent shift target.
Yeah.
Another Darkwing character, uninkable Amethyst card, Habibi. 4/4. When you play this character, exert chosen opposing character. So you've got the Elsa effect, a turn early, and it's on a body with a lot more strength.
I will say with this card and some of the future ones we're going to see, I see this trend happening with Amethyst turning into this exert chosen opposing character. And as an ex-Dogs player, I'm very unhappy about it because our deck was on track to just become the strongest deck in the set, but then they started printing more and more of these Amethyst cards that do these things and more ways to cheat cards earlier than you should be able to, whether it be just by strictly playing blue or playing amber songs that reduce stuff. So these things coming down, exerting Dogs cards, aggressive strategies, setup pieces, a lot of like these cool ideas and cool setup cards. It says a chosen opponent, so Ward is still in play, but this is not exciting from that seat. If you're an Amethyst player, we know that Demona's book that gets value every time you exert something. It's looking a lot better now. Forget the name of it.
It's like the
whatever
Grimoire.
Grimoire. There you go.
This is like a board breaker card. So we saw in Fabled where purple matchups would go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if you see a strength, then it's great and it kind of disrupts your opponent. But it was very stagnant board states. It's coming down on 4, or if you're playing like Blurple or Yerple, getting it down earlier allows your like 1 drop to trade into their 1 or 2 drop. And so it kind of like disrupts the board enough where you don't need to like sing a song. So I think that's interesting in itself.
If I had a Blurple build that was like playing Scrooge with some R, I think this would just be an easy swap. And also, Habibi, I'm a little disappointed that you've already decided you're an ex-Dogs player. You're just giving up on it.
I'm going to show you the card later that made me to become an ex-Dogs player. We're going to get to it soon.
All right. Bell, one of my favorite franchises as well. Whenever one of your characters is banished, you may put that card from your discard into your inkwell, face down, and exert it. We are getting a ton of ramp cards in Sapphire, which I'm not upset about. It gives us a lot of options in the way we want to build. Some of these might be after the next rotation, like when Tipo and Sail go away. But it's a 2/3 quest for 2. Sees itself be banished. So I mean there's options here, and I think in the last sets we've got probably more than 10 cards that let us ramp.
Yeah, blue is being very pushed into just ramping. I'd love to see more cards where the payoff is something occurs with your ink, like being able to look through your ink, being able to do something when you do ink, just because on average right now all the blue cards we're seeing is put something into your inkwell.
Well, the Grandma Tala we talked about last video that discounts for every ink you have in your inkwell 12 costs, like that's theoretically a payoff, right? Besides just playing bigger and more stuff.
I mean, thinking about synergy in general, when we start talking about having a critical mass of a lot of cards that just ramp you, you could technically just break the game with that, right? You could just get yourself to 20 ink, then play a card like Mufasa, which before might have been seen unreasonable. But all of a sudden, if you have that much ink and you could just spend your first couple turns inking because the meta slows down, you could do something a little bit more broken with that. We could lean into other strategies as well. This card excites me the most for Infinity. Like playing this and then B prepping your board. It just seems kind of funny to me. Turns your entire board into ink, or even
This
just playing it against an opposing player that's about to B prep you.
So this is kind of, in my mind, a little bit of counterplay to the Prince Philip combo in Core Constructed, right? So you can get your combo off, but I'm going to ink everything on my board.
You're going to get me to 14 ink. Good luck.
I see that little Prince Philip come down, and you got 2 cards in hand. You got enough to sing and shift. I'm slamming Bell down on the board.
I like that.
I feel like this card is also a strong contender for an enchanted this set. Bell usually is. We got Nani, a 2 cost 1/4. When she got no damage, she's getting extra lore. So she will quest for 2 when she first comes out. I think it's a good card.
Nani's a baddie.
I can see this in Purple Steel as an unconditional Timothy Q replacement, because you always need an invasive to get him going. And then with her, obviously you don't need that invasive. So you could play like something to move around damage, like the Cheshire Cat, and just keep that damage off of her, and she's keep questing for 2, which is pretty good. I could see this in Amber Steel, hitting it off of a lady, and it just keeps your aggro pretty high. And then when she's damaged, use the Reuben to move damage off. Like, there's so much damage mitigation and manipulation currently that I can see this card being very strong.
I see hero, and my first thought is Prince Phil. I forget his name. I can't say the word because if I say it wrong, you're gonna get demonetized. But the Phil that is a small guy.
It's Hercules.
Philatites.
There you go. That was not what I was about to say. Anyways, that guy's effect with the hero, I think, is insane. With this card, I think we're slowly leaning more and more into a world where we might be able to just ramp up, play one of those characters, and just slam like Nani after Nani after Nani, or a bunch of 1-drop heroes, and just gain like 5-6 lore on that same turn. This then becomes like a 2/4 challenger. That card has not rotated it out. It's still in the set. So
print it,
the problem is with it right now, and I've looked into it as like a potential burn deck, is it hasn't hit that critical mass of enough good hero cards. This is a good enough hero card. So we reach a couple more of these, and you have a threat on your hands.
Well, and also, like, if you're trying to put together an aggro deck, right, and you're looking at Nala and you're looking at Nani, maybe you don't have the ink space, so you can kind of do a split there, or Nani over Nala. You're not going to get as much lore, but it is an inkable card, and it's got a little bit more health.
Yeah, 100%. I would play this over Timothy Q.
Timothy Q, yeah. So I don't have a translation for this one. Well, I do, but we don't have the English card. But this is a 1-drop inkable Stitch. It's a 2/1. You exert to give Reckless to chosen characters will start next turn. So we can start.
Is it an ability? Oh, yeah, it's an ability. Okay.
Yeah, it's ability. So you exert the Stitch to give Reckless to a chosen character to start of the next turn. So we're doing John Silver effects on turn 2.
Another reason why Dogs is dead.
But if you do this on turn 2, like, they're obviously, like, I feel like you exert Stitch for this, unless you've got a bodyguard down, Stitch is just going away.
Yeah, I think that this is like a card for control players. It's not a card for any other deck. So it's basically play this, and then you're preventing an opposing Daisy from getting 1 more quest in, giving yourself an opportunity to get closer to your board wipes, whether it be a blue one, an amber one, or anything in between.
All right, here's your franchise again, my friend. Amos Slade. 4 cost uninkable, 6 for alert.
Very uninkable, but I love that they're giving love to the franchise. There's so much 4-drop uninkables. Like, you got to be really good to make it into a core constructed deck, or even an infinity deck, of course. But 6/4 is pretty good style line for 4-drop.
People were playing the Mayor last set, right? Was he a 5/7 or?
7. It was just very hard to remove.
So
the inverse rarely works in Lorcana. Like, you almost always rather the willpower over the actual power.
Yeah, but he does have alert, so if evasives become a problem again,
could be another answer.
It's an option.
Yeah.
And we'll continue on the Fox and the Hound. We got Chief, Season Tracker. You exert it. If an opposing character was banished in a challenge this turn, you draw a card. I think this is a good effect. Give Steel some card draw. You can kind of choose when to trigger it.
It's the first time I read this card. I won't lie. Most of these I've seen already.
It is an ally as well, for like a Sapphire Steel allies possibility, right?
I don't think this is a bad card. 2 attack for a 3-drop is just like our stock has gone up so much. Like, Lexington is the new standard. I want 4/4s all the time. But if I'm not playing a 4/4, tap to draw a card is a pretty gnarly and a good effect.
He's got 5 willpower too, so
he's sticky. He's definitely sticky. I think this card's like not bad. He's got so many good cards that, like, I'm just trying to think of a list you put him in, and I can't think of one right now. But this is a really good draw engine. If Banish is turn, like you can sing with turn 2 Troubadour. I'm thinking of it now. Shoot something, banish something rather, and then use Chief to tap and draw a card. Like that seems not horrible. I don't know if that's amazing.
Yeah, this could give Amber Steel that a little extra oomph it needs in terms of card draw.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the art as you guys are talking, and like it looks like it's a frame out of the movie.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, you could even like, let's say we play Beyond the Horizon, right? We draw into one of these. We've got a board state we're probably going to challenge into anyway. We could just drop 1 or 2 of these down, and then next turn we do some challenging and we draw a couple cards. Because if our opponent's wanting to shut off our card draw, now they've got to worry about this 5 willpower thing that we just threw down in addition to whatever else we had on board. But again, I don't know where it fits, but I think it's a decent card. Now, you're excited for this one, Oceans.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you excited for this one?
I am a huge Moana fan. I think those movies are fantastic. So seeing more characters from that is exciting. This is the first time, I believe, we've seen Moana's mom as a character in the game. So I'm a huge fan of Lorcana introducing characters who are not well known into the game, because I think it just adds more diversity.
It's 1 cost, sinkable, 2/1 with alert. It's happy. It's Sapphire happy.
I do wonder going forward if they're gonna kind of remove evasive on your turn as just alert, because once alert got like introduced, evasive on your turn doesn't exist anymore. So it's less Dumbo synergy, I guess.
I mean, I could see that being a game design choice to like make Dumbo not as broken. Habibi, what are your thoughts?
Like, are you saying like alert becomes not on your turn?
Like
I'm
alert
saying the previously like Happy, the Genie 3, the Robin Hood, the 6-drop, like a lot of those cards had this character as evasive only on your turn. And now that's just replaced with alert. So is alert just going to stick more in the game, or are they going to potentially bring back evasive on your turn specifically for certain characters?
From my understanding, a lot of the new devs and some of the higher ups in Ravensburger now are past Magic players, and Magic the Gathering usually tends to do that. They release an effect, they keep it with all the text and explanation on what it does, and after enough sets, they just reduce it just to the keyword. So I think that is probably where they end up with everything in Lorcana. Lorcana, I'm torn because I don't know if they like change as much. They want to be more supportive to like new players and easy to learn and understand. Like that's like kind of like the big positive of Lorcana compared to like other TCGs like Yu-Gi-Oh and such. So I just don't know if they're a fan of changing as much as other TCGs are okay with.
You got a couple things going, right? So if you look at this, alert is now become like a standard keyword, right? Before, when things had evasive on your turn, each one of those had a different ability name. So from a design standpoint, it probably makes it a little bit easier. And then this set, like with the new Moana, they basically added the word ink as like a verb into the vocabulary of the game, right? And they're going to do so because that's what we as players have done. So they've adapted that. So it says you could ink from your discard, right? So we understand inking as I'm going to choose an inkable card. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to put it in my inkwell. So I think as the game evolves, we'll start to see some different things like that. All right, here's my boy, Darkwing Duck. 2 cost, inkable, 4/1 with ward. Now,
he's just a better Argus.
This is Drake Mallard, right?
Ward.
If you didn't notice, the legendary Darkwing Duck was a storyborn with Shift, right? This is Drake Mallard. This is him in his everyday life. When he becomes Darkwing Duck, that's his alter ego. So he's able to shift on top of this. And I think this is a great shift target. That's all I got to say.
Uncontestable, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah. And it is a detective.
What is the shift?
I believe it's a shift 5.
5. The problem is MMS, right?
Yeah, but that's a problem either way, right?
That is fair. Darkwing Duck, Ward, 4/1. I think it's exactly as Ocean Tep has said. It's an upgrade on Gaston. Or Argus, sorry.
I'm double checking the shift costs.
I'm pretty sure it's 5.
I think you're right, but we'll move on while I'm double checking because the app is taking forever to load. So now we have Visiting Christmas Pass. It's an action. 3 cost inkwell. Put any number of cards from under your characters and locations into your inkwell face down and exert it. Just another super cool way to ramp.
Any number?
Yeah.
Damn.
Darkwing is a shift 5.
Any number.
Right. So let's say I've boosted, I don't know, Cheshire Cat or Fairy Godmother or anything.
You can play Scrooge on 6 now in blue. Or not even on 6, on like 5 or 4.
Yeah.
Put one card underneath everything, and then next turn you pay 3 to ramp yourself like 20 cards.
If you choose to,
That's insane. Why is no one talking about this card? What?
Everyone's too busy talking about Know the Ancient Way and all that.
That is
Or
fair.
Keep the Ancient Way.
I still
This card's
wanna
good.
see a payoff for this.
What are you talking about? Like, we're just like he was saying earlier. Like, I really think that there's a build where we can like just play like 4 Mufasas in a turn and be like, good luck.
There's no board wipe yet, right? So unless we get one.
They've teased one, but we don't know what form it's going to take, right? But even so, there's a lot of characters like the Jiminy Cricket and stuff that are boosts early on. Actually, you know what else is interesting about this? This works with your Floodborns. So I can play Jasmine on 1, for example, Shift on 2, and then, do some other shenanigans or whatever the case is. And then at some point, I can pull that baby Jasmine out from under her and put it in her Inkwell.
That is, I don't think I'm going to say it. I'm going to bother all the blue community. It's okay. It's Habibi. But you guys need to get more creative, man. If this was an Amber card, I would be thinking of 20 lists to make this happen. We got to get away from this whole Sail on 2 or Tipo on 2 into like generic 4-drop that is probably Cinderella. This is good, man. We just got to think
there's a world where I think there's a world we might play Detective Mickey next set. I mean, there's the problem we have, Habibi, is we have so many ways to ramp now. We can ramp on 2, we can ramp on 3, we can ramp on 4.
You do. I just like this. I just really like this as a card. The only thing that makes this card might not see you play is the fact that it comes in Exerted. If it didn't come in Exerted, it would be so cool. And I think it would still be balanced, but it'd be so cool.
Well, it's no different than a lot of our other stuff that ramps comes in Exerted too. And if you're playing Moana, then you can just ink this card later.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna get back to the good days where we've got 20 and 30 ink and
I think the creative juices are flowing, man. Like, this is a set. We haven't even got into my colors yet, but this is a set where I there's so much decks and new ways to build. It's gonna be exciting. I'm so sad that there's a lot of people in North America that won't get a chance to play in a DLC, but there will be CCQs coming up, and there will be Ghent if you're traveling. So
I'm ready for Ghent. I'm actually ready for reveal season to be done so I can start cooking.
Yeah,
and we'll talk, Habibi.
We'll talk.
I got some ideas and Oceans too, but I just love the ducks. Christmas Carol, great art too. This is the card that everybody's been talking about. It's one of the cards. Keep the Ancient Ways. It is a 2-cost action, song. Opponents can't play actions or song until the start of the next turn. So I think it's a good card. It's Pete. I've heard some talk of some Infinity combos with the Muses and Max Goof, and keep 4 ink available so you can play Max Goof and get this back and sing it. The problem with that is I think in Green Seal and Infinity, 4 ink is a lot for that deck, especially early on.
Yeah.
And so they're basically going to be looping this, and they're not going to be establishing or developing their board at the same time. So while they're stopping you from doing things, if you top deck a character, you've kind of just got past whatever they were trying to do. I think it's just going to make games go long. But this is a card that if everyone starts playing it, you're going to have to play it too.
Yeah. I think it's I played a lot of Steel Song in my days, and I'll tell you this, in Steel decks in general, most of the time, if you're not developing the board while you're removing things, it's a very bad thing. If you're not drawing cards as you're removing things or preventing your opponent from playing the game, it's not going to be a good sign for you. This card does neither of those things. It is very powerful in Infinity because it negates a big aspect of the second line of the text where it says items as well. But in non-Infinity right now, there isn't enough items decks to really make this a threat. I think this is more of a deterrence. That's the way I see this. This says that there will never be a Lorcana deck that just plays 30 songs anymore and tries to cheat out Kristoff's, or plays 14 items, or 25 items and tries to just do the items thing with Hiram. This just basically says all right, settle down. If it becomes too much of the meta share, then this will keep it in check. I don't see this being a 4 of. I think people are exaggerating how strong it is. We have access to Pete last set and people forgot to play it in all their purple decks and steel decks. So all of a sudden people are shocked about this kind of effect. We had a whole set to play it. You guys chose not to use it. So
if this card becomes a 4 of, Pete is definitely coming back. Cool, you played this, I'll just play Pete.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think at most it's kind of like a 2
Your loop is gone.
Yeah, it's an extra copy of Pete, really. And honestly, if you're not playing Infinity Amber Steel, then why are you playing this over Pete? You could find this with Ariel, but there's no argument with other decks to do that.
if you're playing like Sonic Warrior 2, like
Yeah.
this is a good cheap song to trigger from. But there's only like 2 decks that want to play Sonic Warrior anyway. All right, Piglet, Cocoa Maker. 5 cost inkable, 3/5, Bloodborne ally, shift 3. At the end of your turn, remove up to 2 damage counters from each of your characters. So I have thoughts about this card. When I saw this, I was like, we got to get a 5 cost song back that we lost. And we ended up getting one. We'll show that later. This needed a good shift target. There's some interesting synergy here. So you could actually build a really funny deck, Habibi, if you want to troll. Ruby, Tiberius Rourke, that when you ink, it deals 2 damage to every character on the board. And so you can just ink a couple times, some damage or something, and then you just heal your characters at the end of your turn.
I would consider it. I'm just really against trolling. It's against like my morals and ethics, me personally.
I know.
That sounds fun. Tiberius Tiger, I haven't even looked into it, but honestly, shift 3, 3/5, quest for 2. I wanted the damage thing to be more effective, to be more impactful, but this is a really fun art.
Also,
I actually figured out what Floodborn meant with this image. I got bashed on Twitter because of it, so that's a fun fact. I never knew Floodborn meant like it's an alternate reality where the character is doing something different. I thought it literally just meant the evil version of the character. So I'm like, she doesn't look evil here. What the hell's going on? And we lost the plot. And then Rochelle from Ravensburger messaged me saying like, what are you talking about? Have you been playing Shift since set 1? You don't know what this Bloodborne means.
Also, ally tag, which is extremely relevant in Sapphire. Could open up some Grand Pabby shenanigans. Grand Pabby, you gain 2 lore for each damage counter removed.
Is it 2 or 1?
I think it's 2.
If it's 2, this is pretty insane.
Well, I've got the Lorcana app. Let me
play Ruby Sapphire, play a bunch of Mulans, end your turn, move up to 2 damage from each of your characters.
Yeah. Whenever you remove 1 or more damage from one of your characters, gain 2 lore. So each iteration of removing from each character will gain you 2 lore.
Grand Pabby, Piglet, and Lyle. You got a diamond home.
Well, yeah, we just play, an 8 cost, a 7 cost, and a 5 cost to build our own time.
It's easy, man. We got all these ramp cards. We gotta use them for something.
Infinite ink now.
Infinite ink.
How much is Rourke uninkable?
Man, what if we just go a bunch of 1-drop Mulans? 6 of them.
Yeah. Rourke is inkable.
I'm gonna be like,
Patty is not.
We could do some crazy stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
That would be nuts, though.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's going to be the deck that just like takes over a DLC and like knocks people out of contention.
We're giving people crazy ideas, and they're going to try it, and they're going to like be in the comments saying all these ideas sucked.
Hey, misled. We'll be at table 9,000 with JDZ.
Hey. Was it fun? Did you have fun? Because that's what matters.
That's
right?
Crazy. JDZ catching a stray? Damn.
Now, today you're talking about the troll decks and being at table 9,000.
He didn't know. He admitted today on the Lorecast that he has never watched Darkwing Duck or anything. And he was on the Lorecast, like, he called me out and he was like, please forgive me. I know you're a big fan. So he can catch a stray here and there.
That's
make
fair.
up for it.
He deserves it.
I told him he's got to learn the theme song and sing it on his stream.
That's it.
All right. Next, we got Goofy, Marley's Clumsy Spirit. 5 costs. 5/5 quest for 2. When you play this character, you may ready chosen character. If you do, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. So you have the Raya effect on play. And it's like a Maui light with that can quest.
Is this the first ghost we've seen?
No, a few.
We had our first one was last set. We've had a couple this set. Okay. All the Christmas ghosts.
Eventually, we'll have a payoff for that. That's what I'm excited about. I like seeing these new keywords and then them slowly creep up. I just don't want it ever to be a brooms thing again, where we are like so close to having like a real just brooms deck, and then we're one piece away. And they're like rotating everything. I bet you that there is like a broken brooms deck down the line. Like, there will be
in Infinity. And like they just hold it off.
Have you seen a broom since they rotated them out?
In Infinity event, I did have someone play one, but no, we have not. And I feel like they changed some of those brooms around because they were like, this broom deck is too good. I mean, they got a whole location dedicated to them.
Maybe.
All right. So Green Emerald has gotten some crazy items this set. When they first, back in the Whispers of the Well lorecast, when they first teased Winter Spell and they showed like the first Darkwing Duck, they were like, yeah, we're going to get some self-managing gadgets for Darkwing. And, so as a Sapphire Steel player, we got really excited. But these Emerald items are insane. This is Lumiere and like half Cogsworth.
Is it that good?
Why is it on a green card?
That's a good question. It does a red thing and a steel thing, but it's on a green card.
My question is, where do each of the color identities go moving forward? We've been seeing some red cards with the exert abilities and singing We've been seeing green delve into a lot of steel-based keywords.
Sapphire's just been ramp.
Sapphire's just been ramp, and Amethyst just been draw.
I'm
and
curious
exert,
on like
right?
where the game's going with their identities.
Maybe we don't have a color pie anymore. Maybe it's more like a swirl, like our logo. I do like. There are some things that like there should be some bleed over, right? Because if you want to play Emerald or you want to play another color of your choice, there should be some bleed over. So like all the card draw isn't an Amethyst. There definitely should be some bleed over.
I feel like there shouldn't be like really strong effects, like drawing cards shouldn't just be Amethyst.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But ramp, I think, is different. Like, I like how there's an amber way to ramp, which is exert items or characters or heal something to then reduce the cost. Hint, hint. And then there's like the sapphire way of ramping where it's actually good. Like, there's a lot of ways to.
Well, you also have the emerald ramping, which is from behind.
Yes, with Webby.
With Hey Hey and Hey Hey.
But they've kept it distinct. But I know what you mean, Ocean Tempest. It's getting to a point now where there is a lot of bleeding through, and I don't think there is really much of. I mean, I made this big fight about when I saw the power lines get revealed as non-amber cards. I'm like, really, man? Like, really? Red?
I think that's the problem. Like, we are missing Cogsworth and Sapphire, and so we're like, man, what is this?
Yeah. That's it. I think it's a little bit of jealousy coming from our hearts. You guys miss your Cogsworth. I miss my Steel songs.
Daisy was close.
Yeah. I do think this is interesting because if Under the Sea becomes, or that strength reduction type stuff like gets a really big meta share, this can kind of protect you from that.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of counters to Infinity decks that have taken over the entire meta and made it so that you can only play one of 4 decks. No longer is there a world where you have to play Under the Sea and X deck, and you have to play items, and if you're playing blue-red. Now there is room for creativity because there is counterplay to these frankly disgusting strategies. Whereas prior, it used to be just Benja their Sisu and hope they can't heal anymore, or play a Lumiere and hope it sticks on board.
I would also argue thematically that a snow fort is a location and not an item.
Yeah, that does make sense. Huge flavor miss there.
Maurice's workshop was also an item, but that was before we had locations.
That is true.
So this card's name is this is Morty Field Maps. He's one of Mickey's nephews. I guess in French, he's named Jojo, but he has this interesting ability called Holiday Spirit. Once during your turn, when you place a card under one of your characters, you may place the top card of your draw pile face down under this character. Yeah, so your deck. So anytime you boost or put something under a character, then you can also do it to this guy. So this is setting up that payoff for that other action we were just looking at too, right? And this character also gains +1 lore for each card that's under them.
So Scrooge can really juice this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying, I mean, we haven't even gone to it yet, but we're talking about it like on every time we see these blue cards because they all synergize pretty well with it. But that Scrooge with this card, it's kind of insane.
I mean, the Scrooge we talked about in the last episode, but we can talk about it here real quick. So the Scrooge, because it is basically you play him and you can place a card under each of your characters, and if you do, they gain a ward until the start of your next turn. So if you have this down and Scrooge, you have 5 characters on board. We're putting 5 cards under this character, 6 cards.
It does
under
say
this character.
Once per turn.
Once per turn. Never mind.
So
Sorry.
the Scrooge
I was getting ahead of myself.
Give them 2, like one from Scrooge himself, and then them seeing another boost character.
And now he's a 3/3 that quests for 3.
I don't know. I feel like we have enough effects now at this point to reward this, but there is other cards that are just boost 1 to gain a lore. I think it's just simply easier and better to do, but we'll get to those ones.
Yeah. But it's definitely opening up some interesting play lines and can open up some payoff.
I also didn't know Mickey had a nephew.
I had to look up the character's name. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I was like, there's no way this character's name is actually just Jojo. So I had to look it up. Next we have Simba, Playful Pouncer. He's got the ability, you've got no chance. When you play this character, chosen posted character gets -2 strength until the beginning of your next turn. This is a good shift target for the Floodborn Simba. He's got the Prince, he's a hero. Habibi, Amber player. What do you think?
It's a good shift target for the... If that card was playable, it would be really cool, but...
Hey, we're cooking Amber Ruby for next set.
We gotta cook something, man. I don't know.
I will say this: the art's really cool. You got the Pride Rock in the background, covered in snow, so that's a really cool effect.
I don't know the last time it snowed in Africa, but
that's a good point, actually.
I don't think
Hey, so
the biodiversity can handle it.
back in 2000 and some year that I was deployed to Iraq and Baghdad, it snowed. And we were informed that it was the first time it had snowed in Baghdad in 100 years. I walked outside and got hit in the face with some snow that fell off my door. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, the houses aren't built there to handle it. So they just fall straight into your face.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, maybe in an under the sea world, this can be played. I can see this better off as a piece to help you sing under the sea than ever being like a shift target better. I think we have other shift targets that we can use.
Maybe a little bit of Infinity Amber Emerald discard.
Yeah, there you go.
Next we have Lumpy, the playful Heffalump. He's got evasive, but he's a 6-cost inkable 6/5 that quests for 2. It's a big boy.
Where's Lumpy from?
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, this is another thing I'm just realizing. I'm learning so many things in Winter Spell that it has like the IP it's from in the bottom right corner. I never knew that.
I don't think it does for every card, but but certain ones, yeah.
Certain ones? Okay. There you go.
We'll see. Yeah, it's not on the Simba.
Okay, never mind. I didn't learn anything.
I think it depends on the copyrights and stuff, right?
Possibly.
It's a 6/5, 6-cost inkable. Again, it's too big and it dies to bolt. This is the same card as the other one we got revealed. Or this will cost 1 more actually, but it gives you 1 more lore.
Mm-hmm.
And the evasive.
Well, and evasive. So it is much better than was the other card Steel? The other Steel card that we got.
Yeah, the body card.
This is another limited banger. It's a common.
Yeah, this is not bad at all. I mean, a 6/5 evasive, this is actually really good for limited. In terms of being playable, it's way more playable than Rhino for all that's worth.
If you guys haven't played limited, we're looking for evasives, we're looking for card draw, we're looking for removal.
I hate limited. I'm so bad at it, so I'm going to take your word for it. But in general,
that's the very basics.
That's the basics of it. Makes sense. Add flying to your deck list.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
So we got Rafiki's Bakura staff. It's got 2 abilities. It's reading omens. You exert the staff, pay 1 ink, draw a card, then choose and discard a card. That's an effect that Emerald's had, but now it's on an item, repeatable. And then you have another one, bam, pay 1 ink, banish this item, and deal 1 damage to a chosen character. So it's a 2-cost Steel Chromicon.
I wish this was a steel card.
So if you think about this, so Emerald has Potion of Malice, which allows them to deal a damage to is it already damaged character?
I think so.
They have this, and there's another item they have that pings as well, I believe.
Didn't we have like a really weird deck in Worlds that just played a lot of items?
The blue-green deck?
Yeah.
With the Galactic Communicator and all that?
Yeah, like I think this might be another Galactic Communicator.
No, Potion of Malice is a repeatable, put 1 damage counter on chosen character.
And then you pair it with Shere Khan, and you just remove your opponent's character.
So many uninkables.
You could remember, Emerald has Hidden Ink Caster. They can ink their uninkables.
The Inkcaster is uninkable. How did they make Hidden Inkcaster uninkable?
So you play Emerald Sapphire, you play Moana, and you play Hidden Ink Caster, and we're just inking everything out of the discard.
That is actually true. That is actually very true. Hold up. You're cooking, Jeff.
I don't even think Hidden Ink Caster.
We're cooking for the 3,000 tables, but we're cooking something.
Hey man, you know what? That type of stuff, that'll win somebody mad at set champs.
Hey, you're right. It could win a mad at set champs if there's exactly 3 people at the set champs and the other 2 people don't show up.
No, man, because you got people show up to set champs and they're like, all right, I've got this meta deck. I'm prepared for these meta matchups.
You're not wrong, actually.
Then they face Red Steel that burns them for 11 lore a turn.
That's literally happened to me the last set champs I went to. I just sat down. I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm playing dogs. I'm sure everyone's playing Purple Steel. I'm ready for them. Like, I have the tag. And I sit down and the guy pulls out Red Steel. And I'm like, what? And then the next round was Red Steel. I'm like, what is going on? Where am I right now? Like, what's happening? And it was more stressful than a top cut match at a DLC because I don't even know what to expect. Like, every turn is like, what is coming? What the hell is coming?
No, I mean, it'll get you. The Friday event at DLC Richmond, I actually lost to a Red Steel deck that burned me for 11 lore in a turn.
Burned you?
They got they played down 4 Sword of Hercules, and they had Calhoun and a Hook in play, and they ended up playing Mushu down.
Yep, GG's.
And Fazo, and challenged the Hook.
I know that guy.
They challenged the Hook in, and then banish with the Calhoun. So that was 2. Then they gained 4 more off of the Swords of Hercules, 2 more off of Mushu, and then 3 more off Fazo to go from 9 to 20.
I had an instance where my opponent played 4 Calhouns into me, and then I'm playing dogs in the DLC, so I just quest all. They top deck the Pluto champion, play it, and Calhoun goes swing for 4, swing for 4, swing for 4, swing for 4, and I'm like, oh, okay, I lose the game. I did not consider this as an option.
Well, that's kind of what happened to me with that red seal. But shout out to her though. That was a fun pick.
That is cool.
My best Pluto moment versus dogs at the DLC was I had 3 Tinkerbells in hand, kind of, and they were like bouncing a couple of them. I had basically gotten enough damage where everything needed 1 more, and I ended up top decking the Pluto, slamming the Pluto down, and then shifting Tink on top of Tink, banishing the Chromacon, and then just triggering all the damage to wipe the board. That was my best Pluto moment.
That is insane.
That's not what happened to you versus you on that stream, though. You cooked me.
I kept the bad juju away.
I did misplay really hard with that Kita, though, so it was bad, but it's all right.
You'll get another chance. Next one.
All right, speaking of next one, we got Prince Naveen, Vanilla 7-6.
Bigger
They're getting big. They're getting big.
Damn, just big boy.
Oh, thick.
So this is the inkable bigger mare? Cost 5.
I mean, where does this stop? Where does this stop? We're just making him bigger and bigger.
Prince Naveen, bundled up. He says, I've never been so cold in my life. It's invigorating.
This is literally, he's Canadian. He literally went to Canada, and he's experiencing Canada for the first time.
There's a lot of details in the art.
The weirdest reason ever is why I like this card. And it's not because of the stat line, I can care less. It's not because of the inkable or whatever. It's because once we reach a threshold of enough good characters that can be played in Amber Steel or any color combination that has Amber in it, I guess, you can start playing Blast from the Past. We're close. Naveen can sing Blast from the Past and then bring back all these other Naveens back to the end. We're going to get to a point where maybe we get a tribal deck where we just play 15 different Naveens and then just Blast to the Past. There might be Ariels, there might be Rapunzels. Depends what comes a card.
I think you can do it now with like Pete's, right? Like there's a ton of Pete's now.
Yeah. We need enough good cards that we can bring back from the graveyard.
I think the problem with the Pete's is they're spread across like 4 colors.
Yeah. Needs to be all within 1 or 2 color combinations, preferably Amber and another one, and then we can do some broken stuff with Blast from the Past.
I'm still waiting for the Wrestler Pete that's got the repeat ability where it's like reveal the top card. If it's a Pete, play it for free. Where's my payoff for that? Where's my Pete tribal where every card's a Pete?
Maybe in like Infinity 2029.
Yeah. So this is a Pocahontas card. We got Percy on ice. I was told that Italian word actually literally translates to popsicle. He's a 3-cost inkable, 1/4 quest for 3, and he can't challenge.
Pretty good.
I'm not planning on challenging with my 1/4 quest for 3 anyway, so I don't mind.
No, it's a little higher cost inkable Daisy that quests for 1 more, and you don't have the downside of possibly giving your opponent cards.
I don't hate it. It's a fast aggro card. Not much to say here.
It's still within that threshold of 4 toughness, which is very hard to remove early game.
This is why you got to play like the Tigger, the 4/3.
So you got to play your 4/1 with Word so you can swing at these guys.
All right, so they are killing the Winnie the Pooh art this set.
They always do.
This is Winnie the Pooh Starving Bear. Looking for something. When you play this character, you may return an item card from your discard to your hand. I mean, that's an effect that could be relevant 100%.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4-cost equal 2/4, quest for 1. But the 4-drop slot is really heavy in Sapphire with cards that want to interact with your discard and your items, whether that's Prince John or the Wardrobe. There's lots of different options there. So I'm not sure how this will shake out, but it's definitely, I think, an interesting effect.
We don't like 4-drop 2/4s over here, but the art's cool and it's a relevant effect. They're getting better at doing that, just printing cards with really good effects and then completely neutering the stat lines on them. I think you have to.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a common too, so there'll be plenty of Winnie the Poohs to go.
Also resonate with that line of text, that flavor text. Looking for something to eat. God help me, I'm always looking for something to eat. Especially I'm on a diet right now.
All right, so this card got really hyped when it got revealed earlier today. This is Marshmallow, 5-cost uninkable, right climber. He's a 5/5, quest for 2. Whenever he quests, each opponent can't ready more than one of their characters at the start of your next turn.
I'm so mad. This is the card I was talking about. This is what crushed all my hopes and dreams. This is what makes dogs unplayable. This card right here. You can't play dogs anymore. That's it.
No, I mean,
You can't play the dogs version I'm currently on. Let me be clear. Like, there is a very strong archetypes in that color combination. But if you play this and you follow it up with a Demona, your opponent loses.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's it. Like, the only saving grace you have as a dogs player, and it's not worth it because the payoff is not there, is you can untap one character and then play a tramp, swing and attack. But like, what are we gonna do? What are we doing over here? If we got the dogs player swinging back at us, the game's done.
I mean, that's pretty much any deck, right? Like, you have to have that 5 strength body on board already, pretty much, when this comes down, so that's the character you choose to ready. If it survives,
Or even as a dogs deck, I'm okay with losing like a Bobby and trading 1-for-1 with this if I pump it up with a tramp or something. It just, honestly, I was way more demoralized until I read it again. The classic TCG player moment where you just read a couple lines and you just stop. You're like, wow, everything sucks. It says it ready one character. I thought it was everything, and I was very upset. The fact that I can ready something just makes it so you have a line, you have a chance. The issue I see is I think that's too much tempo loss as a dogs player. It's already like you're already pinching at the math. Like, if you're a really good dogs player, you are counting like the individual lore pips of the next 4 turns, and like you're getting to this like perfect threshold where if you quest on this turn and they remove X amount of characters, then I still have lethal and I win. Like, that's what we're doing as a good dogs player. This just completely ruins all that math. It makes it so that you don't have actually an early way to win, and you're not fast enough in the early game, and then if you wait, you're punished because of this marshmallow will just ruin any mid-game math you tried to use. So I think it's a really strong card. I'm happy it exists because that makes me consider other color combinations.
I'm gonna say that, like, if this card like becomes oppressive and like really out there in the meta, there are a lot of ways in Amber and Ruby, ways to ready your characters not at the start of your turn, so those cards might see play. And I also believe that this card might be the reason why we got another card back that we'll go over later.
It should have read while this character's exerted. It should have read like that. I think then it would be way more fun because then you can play cards like Sven and untap it and ready your characters maybe. So that'd be really cool type of effect. However, I think you hit the nail on the head. This is an uninkable 5-drop in Amethyst. So the problem is, I think people are going to underrate it and not actually utilize it correctly. And
Amethyst players aren't used to playing uninkables. They're going to be
Wait, I don't get to play a 5-drop inkable that draws me cards or exerts something and then takes it out, has evasive and survives for 5 turns and gets me 4 lore? Then it's not playable. But
that also gives me 17 aura points.
100%. And I can play a crinkled one so it rises to the top every single time. Oh, who said that? What?
I definitely saw this morning and I was like, all right, I'm just going back to playing purple. And then I was like, whoa. If I think about it, like, Amber has World's Greatest to remove this. It has why I was talking about Simba earlier, because it just readies everything around this. And even the Judy Hops allows you to ready some stuff as well. And I was like, okay, maybe red yellow comes back just for this specific card. And then the card that we're going to discuss later got reprinted, and I was like, oh, I'm fine, but back on Blue Steel.
Yeah. I mean, and like, you can play Spin and ready your characters. You can play Next Stop Olympus, depending on what you've got, right? You can play that Goofy from earlier. There's lots of different options if this becomes oppressive. But again, Amethyst players are used to inkable cards. I don't know. So I think that they're only allowed to play 4 uninkable cards, which are Genie. So
I mean, this becomes broken when they follow it up with Demona. So this is not going to be a 4 in their deck. They need to find 1 or 2 copies of this in their deck and 1 or 2 copies, or maybe 3 if they're playing like a Sapphire deck. Like, they need to line up their entire play to make this really, really good. And into most fast and aggressive decks you want to do this to, if you give them 3 cards, you might just give them 3 go-go's, right? 3 cards that can close the gap anyways. So,
and if you see this,
not the end of the world.
If you see this coming too, and if you're playing a color that can have hand disruption, whether it's Headless Horseman or BTH or whatever too, this card comes down, I might as well go ahead and sing that, let's try to get that Demona out of your hand. And now your Marshmallow sideways, or I'm just going to leave the rest of my board up. So when you quest next turn, you're not getting that much value. All right, next we have Swordplay. Sorry, Hypnotic Deduction. We're here.
But we're worse. We don't draw a card, but we give higher challenger. That's the major difference. Where is this art from? It doesn't say.
This is Black Cauldron. So this is obviously, I think, custom because I don't remember any winner in Black Cauldron, but this is Black Cauldron characters. You've got Gwythaint and Terra in there.
What? Oh, why does Gwythaint look like he comes from Legends of Zelda or something?
I've seen the vibes. You got the Master Sword there on fire.
This is a really cool art. Again, like I would be very happy to see this as an enchanted if it didn't take a slot for an enchanted.
Probably epic, maybe.
An epic would be cool.
This card is definitely designed for those Mickeys when they challenge and get banished something. You play something huge for free, and that is its exact niche.
This is taking out my turn 2 Jasmine. Taking out my turn 2 Jasmine and making me sad. Next, we have Rapunzel. She's 3-cost uninkable, 3/3. She is a Whisper now. I think she might be the only Whisper we've seen so far this set. She does have Boost 2. Whenever this character quests, there's a card under her. You can choose an opposing character can't challenge until the start of your next turn. It's a decent effect. It's interesting. She's 3/3 that quests for 2. I don't know if she sees play, but the effect's interesting. Maybe in like a Kiwi build or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a repeatable jump silver.
Exactly what it is.
I think they don't want a world, which I love. I will say this is good. Coming from the guy that exploited this. But they don't want this world where you just play card, wait, play card, wait, play card, play card, play card, wait, and just stare at each other. Even with like purple steel matchups sometimes. It just, I play Calhoun, you play Calhoun, we look at each other for 10 minutes, and then we play out like some more characters, and eventually someone finds an Elsa or a Strength and the game gets turned. I think they want to lean into more of these cards that kind of force a back and forth
interaction,
some game actions to happen. I don't know if it's good enough being an uninkable 3-drop, but I will say, back to my fun little blast from the past argument, I think it's really exciting to see more Rapunzels because that is a good target to get a bunch back from your graveyard.
Does have a princess tag, which is relevant for like Cinderella.
Yeah, I can play this on turn 2. It's turn 2 3/3, which is not actually hard to do in Lorcana anymore, but quest for 2 and it has a cool effect.
So the name of this card, I believe it's a grappling gun. I don't know what they're going to call it. I don't think they're going to call it Darkwing's Pistol in English, but the effect is you can exert it and pay 1. Chosen character gets -1 strength this turn. If you have a Darkwing Duck in play, they get -2 think and strength. It's -2 strength instead. So like a coil ice block replacement. Yeah.
I think this card was like, maybe they realized coil and ice block were very good and they made it more balanced.
Yeah.
We still have coil, right?
Yeah.
We still have coil right now.
I just play coil over this all day.
And, for about 2 more sets, we have coil.
Yeah, I think this is a post-rotation coil.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
But Darkwing, cool stuff.
Darkwing Synergy.
There it is.
Right.
Ocean Tempest.
So happy this is back. So happy this is back. Go ahead, Oceans. Tell me about it.
This is my favorite card of the whole game.
Really?
Yeah.
Let it go?
Just let it go. You play something, goodbye.
That's fair.
This is more, I think this card makes Ariel Sonic Warrior very good. She was already pretty good, but I felt the deck was lacking songs, and this really opens up, specifically Blue Steel, 2 more exciting card options. Because currently we're on like 4 Hades, 3/4 bolts, a few
we used to do a
strengths.
split. Oh, Hades and let it go.
Yeah, so now we can split it and adjust our uninkable counts. And I think that paves way for bringing like Arthur in and some maybe the new cards. And so this really allows better removal suite for specifically Blue Steel. I feel like Blurple could dabble with this again, but with Into the Unknown and Hades, it's already pretty good in terms of their removal. Maybe this brings Ursula 5, the exert an opposing character, and then they could sing. Maybe this is more playable with that. I'm not sure the Blurple route, but in a Blue Steel, this definitely gives us some more pizzazz again.
I feel like they're probably still going to play Into the Unknown and Blurple.
Yeah.
Just because it's cheaper. The art's really cool here. It has like this anime feel, but we were talking earlier, it's hard to beat the original art of the card, especially like the challenge promos and all that. But I'm happy it's back. Habibi, how do you feel about Let It Go being back?
Like the idea of the promos that they gave in Worlds and outside of Worlds maybe coming back, because that also means my favorite cards like Rapunzel and Whole New Worlds might have a chance. So I saw this and I saw a glimmer of hope that was dim, like brighten, and maybe.
So here's my theory. Here's my theory for the next set and this set. So last set we got Dragonfire reprinted, right? This set we got Let It Go.
Next set
Swords.
So
Come on.
The DLC. I wish I'm
Wait, what's the next thing after Let It Go? The Cinderella? And then, okay, we're at one more set where we get the Cinderella 7th drop.
Well, no. Look at
Rapunzel?
what's on the DLC prize wall right now. It's the non-foil Dragonfire, the non-foil Let It Go. They gave out non-foil A Whole New Worlds.
Oh, that's what you're thinking for the ones that they've actually printed again. No, honestly, I don't even think, and this is coming from the guy that's going to play it anyways, I don't even think Whole New World's playable in a world where Moana exists. Can you imagine I just fill up your graveyard and you just go like, cool, let me just ink all these cards?
Well, that's like, everyone's still screaming for blood for Hiram, and we're like, Hiram's kind of a tempo loss these days, guys.
Yeah, it's not even, we should point where we're power creeping to a point where even like some of these cards are not as good. I think the Blue Steel community would be more excited about Whole New World coming back than Amber Steel players.
But yeah, 100%.
They get to actually use the benefit,
especially all these new ramp cards.
Yeah,
absolutely,
all day. You could just play like 15 ramp cards and just like refill Mufasa and do whatever you want. I think I would probably be a cop out and switch to Blue Steel because that's probably the best place to play Steel songs. But back in the day, it was Amber Steel, so that's why I played Amber Steel. But yeah, that's a good theory. I like that theory. I agree with that theory.
I would actually love to see Stout Hearted come back. I did play with it, tested with it a little bit. Infinity of shifting on the new Sapphire Cinderella, and that was a very interesting play line to chop like opposing Tamatoas and stuff.
Another reason why I have to play Sapphire Steel. I don't want to become one of you guys, man. See some delusion,
bro.
I love watching like witnessing you guys from like the glass cover between me and you in the mental asylum.
He just said we're in a zoo. He's like, look at these apes.
Habibi's looking at us like was the King of the Hill meme where it's like if those kids could read.
Yeah. I love you guys, but it's like a love, like only a kid can love. Sorry, only a mother can love her child. Like when you guys are like that child, I love you guys.
But I will tell you that shifting Stout Hearted onto Cinderella Dreams Come True was really fun in Infinity, and then just singing a song and like chopping stuff.
Really forgot that was literally a Cinderella. Yeah, you can just shift it right after you've ramped and probably play like a 2-cost dock afterwards. Why not? Or even wheel.
All right, next we got another reprint, Strike a Good Match. Actually still legal in core at the moment because it got reprinted in Fabled.
Wait, it's a reprint to the reprint?
Didn't Strike a Good Match get reprinted?
There's no way.
Hold on.
Improvised
I'll double check. I may be wrong. I'm thinking of Improvise. Strike Good Match was set 3. It is out of rotation, so this is back.
I was just saying, I'm thinking of Improvise. That's such a weird thing to do. Go reprint to reprint.
Draw 2 cards.
No,
choose a discard card.
This is for a Circle of Life deck.
Yeah, this is a Circle of Life card. This is a Quigley card. Just wait until Quigley makes something with green, then he's probably going to slap a couple of these in there because his decks are usually doing crazy combos. So if you're trying to do a crazy combo, want to play from your discard, you play Strike a Good Match. Not a bad thing to do.
They put all these up in an article on the website talking about songs, and as I was scrolling through and I saw like Let It Go and Strike a Good Match, I was like, swords did happen. But we did get another line from Make a Man, Be a Man. Force of a Great Typhoon. Chosen character gets +5 strength this turn. That's a lot of strength for a 2-cost song to be given.
I think this card makes the shift Mulan a threat at every point in the game.
Wait, hear me out. This chosen character, right? I'm playing Amber Ruby. I've got World Greatest Criminal Mind in my hand. You got a genie sitting over there. I can't do anything about it. I'm going to sing this song and then sing World's Greatest Criminal Mind and target your genie both times. Now it's gone. He's just like...
I mean, if a 2-for-1 is what you want to do, that's what you did.
Listen, I like all of these ideas, but when we get to the next card, I'm going to tell you guys why all of these ideas are relevant. But it's fun. It's exciting. +5 power.
Great art.
Ooh, dude. We can play Max. I can't say the word. I can't say how I pronounce it, but we can say Maximus.
Yeah.
You know what Maximus I'm talking about, right?
The one that gains the lore for the strength of the character.
Yes. This is sick. That's how much does it gain if it's like super on Super NOS?
Hold on, man. I got the Disney Lorcana app pulled up.
Yes, sir. Sponsor soon. That card.
At the end of your turn, if you have any characters in play with 5 or more strength, you'll gain 2 lore. If you have any in play with 10 or more strength, you gain 5 lore instead.
Yo, this is basically gain 5 lore and give +5 power to something.
You also just give it to your shark Maui.
Right? Pete? Yeah, let me pull a Pete. So you can just hit this Maui shark with this.
Is it Pete or Al? It's something that gets another value from having very high toughness. Sorry, power.
Is it the Sword Unleashed?
I mean, Alice does it, where if her strength is big enough, she gains like 5.
At the start of your turn, sword released. At the start of your turn, if you have a character in play with more strength than each opposing character in play, each opponent loses 1 lore and you gain lore equal to the lore lost. There's that. I know there's something else too.
Yeah, I think it's the Alice. Because we said the P Alice combo, right? These are all like these are the insane combos. I like the idea. Like the payoff, I'd rather have the payoff be like I gain 5 lore than I kill my opponent Genie after this draw card. No offense, Jeff.
I just throw stuff out, brother. Yo, so we have a red Pete Steamboat Rival.
Okay.
It's a 6/6/7 cost inkable. Quest for 2. It's from set 5. When you play this character, if you have another character named Pete in play, you may banish chosen opposing character. We're back on the Pete deck, okay?
All right.
We're gonna play Pete. Play this guy.
Jeff was just ahead of his time. He's just ahead of his time.
Bro, I played Blue Steel items in Seattle. I was playing Sheriff way back then.
There you go.
Till I hit a wave of
Force of Great Typhoon. This is actually my favorite IP.
Yeah. I love this art. And the song's great. Like this song and then like the DuckTales theme song. Like every time I play those cards, I'm like wanting to start humming or wanting to sing it. Go ahead, Habibi.
It's over, man. It's over.
Hello.
It's over.
I want you gotta say it. What's the song called?
I can't pronounce that. I'm not even gonna try. I thought they put the wrong translation on when I saw it, so I was just waiting for like the English version. Apparently that's the English version, but Akud Amutu E. Got you. I don't know how to pronounce it. I probably can't even spell it, but I know how to play it, and that's all that matters, baby. Lorcana. Dude, you know all of your crazy ideas, all these fun that you want to have. This basically just reads double Ursula, double Mowgli on turn 2. Mm-hmm. This reads Max Goof, bring it back and loop it on the following turn. So the whole game I'm just playing with draw 2 cards at the start of my turn.
Wait. Am I hearing Emerald discard? That was one of my like
Dude, we're hearing gas, bro. Emerald discard is the way to go. I mean, Amber Steel is also going to be insane with this, but Max Goof with this card, turn 1, what's her name? The Singer 3 when you're on the draw. Angel. She's on the art there too. You can play her, sing Max Goof, sing this song, draw a card, play a Max Goof, bring it back from your discard back to your hand, and then ping the 1. Turn 3 now, you can sing it again, probably sing it twice if you drew another one. Like, this is like ridiculous. We can just start dropping 6 drops on like turn 3 because this card's insane. The fact that it cycles you is ridiculous. This is an amazing in Infinity. It's amazing in Core. This is going to shape every single Amber deck going forward. If you don't play 4 copies of this in your deck, you're insane. Habibi certified. That's all I gotta say.
I'm looking up what this flavor text says.
Alan, again, Atun, on what is this from, bro? Is it like their language? The alien language?
Okay, so apparently Angel has a siren song that when she sings it, it turns experiments bad. But when she sings it backwards, it turns them good. This is that song backwards.
Oh, that's cool. When did Angel come out? Was that a newer movie?
I believe she might have been introduced in the TV show first, but she's Experiment 624.
Okay.
Because they said it's Lilo and Stitch series, Pocahontas, Darkwing, Fox and the Hound. Those are the new ones.
I didn't even look at the art. Like, it looks insane, but that text is all that matters to me.
I can 100%.
This will definitely be Enchanted. I'm calling it.
If they make this Enchanted, I have to buy 4 copies. I will buy 4 copies
at least.
Sell me your 4 copies.
Well, they already... Bro, the family means Ohana means family. Like that Enchanted looks insane. That's not in this list.
This one's better. Make this iconic. Oh, they can't. So they already announced.
I want this as an Enchanted. This is Darkwing Duck's theme song. Let's get dangerous.
This is a card I'll play, and I'll hit a Tipo or an action
every time.
My opponent will hit a PJ or a Prince Philip event, and I'll just scoop instantly.
No, hear me out.
You only play big characters.
We're going to high roll our way to victory here, okay? So, Oceans, I played Godmother in Richmond to high roll green blue. Just like get rid of the green blue. Maybe I don't think we've had that conversation, but we're flipping their Clarabelle into a Tipo, or they're flipping an MMM and putting it at the bottom of their deck, and now their Clarabelle's gone. You play the Godmother like a 2-for-1, like you hold the removal back in your hand. You use her effect, and then if you don't like what's flipped over, then you use the removal. Like, so you get rid of a Clarabelle, they flip another one, then you play the Hades that you had. It's kind of how you play it, right? So you sing this with Godmother, right? And then if you don't like what they flip, then you just use the Godmother effect to get rid of it.
Wait, so each player shuffles their deck and then reveals the top card. Each player reveals a character card, may play that character for free, otherwise put the reveal card at the bottom. So how does this interact with Godmother?
No, I'm saying, but you have Godmother sing it. this to get this effect. And then if you don't like what they play for free, then you can use Godmother's ability to remove whatever they played for free.
How can you remove it?
Boost.
The boost effect for Godmother.
But this effect already resolved, right?
Right. So they've played their character for free.
Yeah.
And then you just boost your Godmother to remove their character.
What does Godmother's effect do again?
So when you boost Godmother, you banish a chosen character, and then your opponent has a trigger that they may resolve if they choose to, but their trigger is they may reveal the top card of their deck. If it is a character or item, they can play for free. Otherwise, it goes to the bottom of their deck.
So what happens if they just now play another Prince Philip?
Well, that's you just have other removal in your hand.
Then you flip the table. Okay, I thought I was missing something. I thought there was like an interaction where you get to do the Godmother boost effect, and then you decide to do this. So like you get to decide if you want to. Okay.
No, that's like maximum high roll, right?
Okay.
But like I did play it in Richmond, and like I would remove like a Clarabelle, and they flip another one, but I would have removal in my hand like a Hades, and then I would just play the removal I was going to play anyway. So it's like a chance to get rid of it.
I don't hate it. It's a gambling deck.
But what I'm really excited for, besides this awesome art, is the fact that this shuffles your deck. So after we've played our Visions or like our Scrooges, and we bottomed cards on the bottom of our deck that we maybe didn't want to, we played Jasmine, we saw 3 Hades and we put them on the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, now we can shuffle our deck and potentially get that stuff back up to the
Feels
top.
bad.
Shuffle. I feel like that's like also a downside too, right? Because you're shuffling your opponent's deck throughout the game after they've like might have put some key cards in the bottom, like in Infinity, for example, with Aerials. Because I used to do that as an advantage. I used to memorize every single card that I put down with Aerials, and by the time I reached the bottom of my deck, I was calling out the cards like from memory. I'm like, okay, and then my next card's a P, my next card's this, my next card's that.
Yeah, I used to do when I was playing the Queen and the items back before, like the Tomato and Scrooge are out. I would do that as well because you get enough of those triggers. You're pushing 4 cards to the bottom each time, and you're ordering your removal.
I think most of the elite blue players playing Vision are doing that too, though. They're trying to remember what they put to the bottom with the Vision, shuffling it back, unless it's exactly like, oh, I lost all my good cards. Most of the time, we could just get to the bottom and just know our next draws, which I think is almost better.
This is, I think, the first time we've had a shuffle effect in Steel as well. So I think it's just, I like that we are getting have a card that has the ability to shuffle.
You can do it, yeah. That is fun. Do you think I see this play in the Amber Steel version? You know, the Mufasa casino deck?
Yeah, actually, probably.
Yeah. Or it's a Simba, but it's whatever character.
No, it's Mufasa Roulette.
Mufasa Roulette?
Well, think about it. That Mufasa deck is probably running more characters than most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? They're like Surfer Stitches and stuff. They're all big. It's good work.
So, I mean, you're going to get more value there anyway, right?
I can see this. I can see this happening.
We can do get a turn 3 Mufasa down by hard casting this.
Sing it with Powerline. Sing it with Powerline and then like drop a Maleficent Dragon on whatever they played.
Yeah.
Another 12 times out of 20, they're going to break and hit nothing, but hey, you could.
But I'm excited to see the song. I think it's interesting. Definitely going to brew up some fun stuff with it.
You said you wanted Enchanted? Why? You like the art?
Yeah, I love this art. You got the Rogue Gallery right here, man. You got Megavolt. You got, I can't remember the name.
You sound like a true fan.
Wow.
Bushroot.
You don't even know your favorite IP's names?
No, you got Bushroot right here. Like, it took me a second.
Name them all right now and explain what they did in the plot.
No.
Next card.
But that is some great art.
It is.
Colors of the Wind. So this card in core, I don't think we have enough dual links to really take advantage of it right now. I have a theory that each block we're going to kind of rotate. So right now we're getting locations. Mm-hmm. The next block we'll get dual links. You can potentially draw up to 4 cards with 2 dual link cards are flipped over of different dual links. Each player reveals the top card of their deck, draws a card for each ink type of the cards revealed this way. So you're going to reveal the top card and you're going to probably at least draw that top card you reeled.
I kind of want to play Merlin's Cottage now. There's all these cards that scream Merlin's Cottage.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hear me out. This gets played in the yellow-purple Madrigal singing deck just because there's tons of dual colors. And I think that specific deck, this will get the most value.
It's so iconic that you said that 11-11 because you're making a wish. I'll love it all down. What do we flip here? Why is Jeff so happy?
No, I was like trying to grab a Madrigal card. I was just like, that was a crazy thing. So I thought I had a Madrigal card sitting around.
They like
Quigs is happy about this card. All my a couple of my teammates are excited about not this card, but excited about the Madrigal stuff. The singing fun. Close. That archetype is close.
The art is insane on this card.
They've really been knocking the art out for this set. It's been kind of insane. And I think each set, I feel like the art gets better and better, and I don't know how they're going to top it. I mean, we've got common and uncommon cards. I remember the Mother Gothel that moves damage around. I was like, this is insanely detailed.
And I will say, like, I prefer these arts to, no disrespect to the artists, but I prefer to have arts where it seems like a new scene that we haven't seen in a movie than like the capture from like the movie scene, just like a clip. Like this looks like something that they just made for this card. Or some arts we've seen in the past have just been like copy paste from like YouTube.
Yeah. Some of them are very close.
Yeah.
All right. We have another green item, emerald item, battering ram. Deal 1 damage to chosen damage character or banish chosen location. So location removal and more ping damage. This is the third item I was trying to think of earlier.
Deal 1 damage. That's a very expensive item.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're cheating this out, I don't think it's doing too much.
I mean, tap to banish. You have to banish this item to take out a location. And yeah, that's a expensive item. I would compliment the art, but it's a log. Where is this from? Where's this log from?
Lots of Disney movies have battering rams. Beauty and the Beast, Mulan. This could be a Lorcana original battering ram, like the Sphere.
Wait, Sphere is an original?
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
So are all the Chromacons.
Correct. Okay, so this is a reprint. I forgot when they first showed this card today. I thought it was a new card at first until they said it was a reprint. I forgot this card existed.
That tells you exactly how playable it will be in this set.
Yeah, so it's a action version of a coil that lets you draw a card.
I was like, hey, this is reverse hypnotic. And then they're like, this is a reprint. And I went, oh, cool.
Cool art, though.
They could have made this a song and it would have been really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been okay with it.
You've got the shadows of the ghosts of the Christmases in the back.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, this card's insane.
It was also Darkwing.
This card was very close to being extremely broken.
I don't even think it's close. I think it's there.
Exert, pay 1, banish chosen character of yours, play a character with up to 2 costs more than the banished character for free. This card, it has some insane potential, right? What's the highest costing emerald card there is?
An emerald?
I mean,
I'm trying to think of a deck you would play this in. It just is such a cool effect, but when you have the ability in Sapphire to just ramp to your heart's desire and get to like 18 ink by blinking, I don't know if we actually need a cost reduction. But if we're not playing it in Sapphire, then what other color combination is going to take advantage of the reduction?
Could use it to cheat out like a Prince Philip or that big 9-drop Robin that is a 6/6 quest for 4 and has a ward.
I mean, this is a great example as to why that Amber card is the best Amber song that they've ever created. Like, this is a 3-cost item that you have to play, then you have to tap it, and then you have to pay an extra 1, and then you have to banish something to basically do what you're most of the time going to be able to do with that song that draws you a card and is singable. It's a good card, but that makes you kind of put the other card in perspective of how amazing that is. I mean, it does say for free, so it's generally a good line of text in Lorcana.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel free when you're doing all of that.
I mean, at least the emerald items have at least been very varied and interesting. I'm really excited to see what we get in the other colors. I'm hoping they'll be interesting. Moving on, this is Nala, Frolicking in the Snow. Amethyst 2 cost 2/2, quest for 1. She has the ability Fun Slide. When you play this character, choose one of your characters to gain evasive until the start of your next turn. So it's like the feather on a body, but not permanent.
It is exactly like the Green Gazelle.
Does you say we have a card that does this? I just trying to remember it.
There's also the 3-drop evasive Dumbo that also on ETB gives your character evasive.
The Tinkerbell, the green Tinkerbell, but she's only this turn, not until the start of your next turn.
Yeah.
The green quest for 2 Tinkerbell from set 1.
So they gave us a 2-cost Simba that does something similar to this, but minus his 2 health. This thing gives evasive, and it's a 2-cost Nala. I kind of go thematic with the whole 2-drop, 2/2, with a good line of text that helps with some kind of combo deck.
Looking for Zazu or Pumbaa.
There you go. Sure, we're going to get a 2-drop 2/2 that does something.
All right, our next card is Miko. These are uploaded to the website today during the Lorecast. Is unequal 1/1, quest for 2, evasive. At the end of your turn, if this character exerted, choose and discard a card or banish him.
I think this is a green purple burn card, just because this pairs very nicely with Chromacon.
So it's one more lower than Pegasus, so it has that drawback. Yeah, this is definitely going to go in some sort of aggro burn deck, I think.
Wait, why would we play this?
I think that players playing your aggro burn deck would play it just to get the 2 lore from 1.
At the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, choose and discard a card or banish him. I feel like there's going to be some crazy payoff that works out for all these. Because we have this, I'm sure you talked about in your previous video, but we had the Gontu that was revealed.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-drop 3/3 that discards a card. I thought it was draw discard, so I was like, this card's insane, but it's just discard, which makes it a lot more balanced. But they're kind of getting into this, I forgot the word for it, but it's basically where you start playing from your discard.
Yeah, playing from different zones.
Exactly. They're trying to push that. But then this is another card that just might help you get towards this idea. Imagine like Chernobog, the 8-drop, where it's your cost reduction every time you put something in the graveyard. You can play out a super aggressive war and then play out Chernobogs for free because you discarded all your characters already.
And like the pre-existing like Emerald, Amethyst, burn, like you're putting cards in your hand with the Chromacon every turn, so you can just keep chucking them.
Yeah, between the Chromacon and Show Me More, it draws plenty.
Mm-hmm. Also, the art's crazy. Miko is one of my favorite characters from the movie Pocahontas.
Very nice.
Speaking of Pocahontas, we found the shift target for the Floodborn that got the iconic. Pocahontas following the wind, unequal 3/2. Whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to another chosen exerted character's lore. So that's yours or your opponent's. If for whatever reason your opponent has a Tamatoa down that's about to quest for 1 million, you can just take that lore and make it your own.
I can see this in like a Amethyst aggro deck with that new Pug. And then she's now questing for 3 as well.
Well, you've got that Floodborn Pocahontas, right? That if you shift her, if none of your characters have challenged, you can't be challenged till the start of your next turn, right? So this is that shift target for that. Kind of locks you into that Amethyst.
I don't hate this card. I mean, it's a 2-drop 3/2. So even if it doesn't do anything, it doesn't ever shift. It just quests. It will average quest for 2. It's not bad at all.
And gain some extra lore, possibly.
That's it. You just have to play this instead of Calhoun, so you have to make that assessment of if it's worth it. And I think that's going to come down to if you have other pieces or the meta has like these high questers where it will end up netting you more than 2.
Yeah. I mean, if you're putting this down against a board of like daisies, right? Like you can gain 3 lore.
Is it gain equal? Or yeah, it's gain equal. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's still like a good quester.
Yeah. Next we have Flit. Is a 1-cost 0/2. When you play this character, move up to 1 damage counter from chosen character to a chosen opposing character. So more Amethyst damage removing shenanigans on a 1-drop. I think it's okay.
Yeah, you're not playing for it if you play it.
When you play this character, you may move up to 1 damage from chosen character to chosen opposing character.
Because like Olaf, Rafiki, Palace Guard, Diablo.
Why did they make this an O2? I feel like we could have afforded a couple stats on here.
Maybe. Probably decent and limited. Kind of pseudo removal, right?
Yeah, it's a way to get around resist. Like a lot of characters in Lorcana just read something. If I don't have damage on it, I have this much resist, so this kind of gets around it. We have Mosquito Bite. That card has seen play in the past. Move a damage counter. So, or put a damage counter or something. So this just moves 1, and it's an O2 body for 1. So,
and you're limited if your opponent is playing the Emerald item that gives their characters resist. This is a way around that.
Yeah, definitely not the best 1-drop we've ever seen, but is cool and it's new art and it's a new IP. Where's Flint from? Pocahontas as well. All right.
Pocahontas and Miko were the 2 animal friends from that movie.
This is it. We got to title this video like teaching Habibi about Disney.
So this is Darkwing Duck, Darkwolf Dog. So the sorceress we saw earlier, there's an episode where she turns Darkwing into a wolf. He's a 3-cost inkable, 2/4 with rush. I do like the flavor text here because it's a play on the normal Darkwing Duck's thing when he says to the villains, but he says, "I am the terrier that yaps in the night. I am the schnauzer that digs up your petunias. I am Darkwolf Dog." It's an inkable rush character. Yeah.
Another super line hire.
I think this with Basil could be pretty insane.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's better than your Genie, Surge, Ago, or Drop.
You can make it you play it on 3. If you got Basil down, it's a 4/4 with rush at that point. Not terrible.
Unless
the Judy Hops in Blurple and then bring this in and then swing.
Detective.
Yeah, I was just going to say, unless Blurple goes the detective route, then this is pretty good.
Blurple always biting our tag playoffs. Like Blurple used to never play items, and they want to get into items. They're always biting our blue steel style. Speaking of the Floodborn Piglet from before, we got Piglet entranced by the snow. I said speaking of, like I was talking about it just that moment, but I wasn't. I like the one that we saw before, but this is a 2-cost inkable, 2/4, cluster 1 vanilla. I wish it was a 1-drop for the shift. It's fine.
With a different stat line, to be clear.
Yeah.
1-drop 2/4 would be a little insane.
I wish it's just cost 1 because then I could shift on, 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the crazy BTH line.
It's so crazy to me that a 2/4 2-drop inkable doesn't feel powerful anymore. If this was in set 1, we'd be like, damn. Now
We're never killing this Piglet.
this is impossible. How would they print this? This is ridiculous. Now it's just like, oh, my 2-drop doesn't draw me a card, remove the opponent's board, and then also fills up my hand at the end of the turn with 5 cards.
It
Playable.
can't handle Daisy, and it can't handle...
It doesn't take out the 3/3 infinite amount of cards, but it is a shift target, and it might survive a strength before you can banish it.
It does have an ally tag, which is relevant for Jasmine as well. The art is great. Piglet's a fan favorite. This could be in the running for like a
Epic or
enchanted or
enchanted.
epic. Yeah.
I can see it.
Or the other version.
I've always thought said Pooh that sometimes the smallest things are the best. I agree, Piglet. Or Pooh.
He's talking about the 3-drop Prince Philip with Ward. This is Nakoma. What do you got in the storm? This is revealed by our friend Enchanted Kim. She's a 4-cost inkable, 4 strength, 6 willpower. She got that stat line that you really wanted to dodge World's Greatest.
She's the sweet spot stat line. She also, Ohana, I believe, the Ohana action.
Yeah.
That card with this body is pretty good combination to be made. The great thing that we used to always do as Steel Song players was storm our own character, notably our Lawrence's, or strength them, sometimes bolt a Robin Hood, and then draw 3 cards with Rapunzel. 4 if you decided to cheat. Now we can just cheat, right? We can play now we can play Ohana and just actually draw 4 cards and off Nakoma. So you can go turn 2 Troubadour, turn 3 a 3-drop. We have 05 3-drops, and then bolt your own 3-drop or this Nakoma, and then play out the Ohana action. Seems like a lot of actions made to like end up drawing a card, but the idea is that it's a backup plan to your opponent not questing and making mistakes, which is needed, especially against good players. You need your cards to do more than just hope that your opponent quests into your board incorrectly. It's not going to happen.
Habibi, take a guess what franchise this card's from.
Pocahontas.
This is Pocahontas' best friend in the movie.
That was a good guess. She looks like she's wearing Pocahontas type of attire, and definitely.
She's her friend that tells her don't date John Silver.
Damn, John Silver's from Pocahontas?
Not John Silver, John Smith.
Oh, even I know that.
I could be remembering wrong. It's been a while since I've watched Pocahontas.
She's also a baddie, notably.
Canceled.
Speaking of baddies, we got Daddy right here. Really? Weaving a tail. His ability is called And Then. I just keep thinking about the dude, where's my car? And then once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, look at the top card of your deck, and you may put it either on the top or the bottom of your deck. So you kind of have like that pseudo keto without the ramp.
It's called scrying and magic.
Well, we're talking about Lorcana, sir. All of Lorcana is magic.
So we do have a payoff.
Show off the shirt again.
So how do you feel? He is a 4/5. So he's kind of in that sort of sweet spot for the what Habibi wants to see World's Greatest. So the 4.
Yeah.
He does quest for 2.
4 quest for 2. Is that effect worthwhile for the other 5 drops? That's the real question. So once during turn, whenever a character is put into your inkwell, look at the top card. You put the top or bottom of your deck. Whoa, we can play this with all those really fun cards that we just talked about. Like that 4-cost song you want to sing? You could play this quest. Maybe you just leave it at the top of your deck, and then you can decide if you want to sing that song.
There's a flaw in your logic.
You have to shuffle first.
Your deck for. Yeah.
Oh, you shuffle first before?
Yeah.
Oh, that card's way worse than I thought it was. Damn. You know what? I thought it was after. Are you sure?
Yeah.
It is shuffle.
But you know what this? Did you know what this could be good with? Is the
Merlin's Cottage doesn't even work. That card's it's not as good as I thought it was. Let's put it that way.
This card could be good with the new Pete, where you, for every card under him, when he quests, you look at X amount of cards that equal to what's underneath him, and then you put one in your hand and the rest on the bottom. So this could really allow you to set that draw up a little bit better. Also, his flavor text, I feel like just embodies the spirit of Sapphire Steel players. and still a spark of hope burned in their hearts.
Or hopium and copium.
They're also like, if you read underneath Chafe 2E, it's weaving a tail. It's like how they're like trying to weave a deck that actually works, but they all suck. Just kidding.
Wow.
Joking.
Wow.
Joking. I played Blue Steel 3 times in the ICL this year.
I feel like this also applies to the Steel Song players in the last set.
All right. Too early, man. We haven't even. We're gonna be real next set. We're finally real.
Next, we have Ling, 3 cost Inkable. I need a second. Let me drink some water.
Chosen.
One of y'all could read the card.
All right. We got 3-drop Ling, 2/3 body. Pay 1. Chosen character gets +1 this turn. Power this turn. And it is a quest for 2. People were asking me if this is playable in dogs. I do not think it's playable in dogs, even if it lets you move the plus power to another character, not just itself, which is pretty cool.
Isn't this just a power creep on the Stitch from a couple sets ago?
But the Stitch was only on itself. This lets you choose any character.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is very similar to the Akela that was last set as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the fact that you can put on another character that makes it cool, because you can give it to an evasive character and all of a sudden we're swinging at a Dumbo when we shouldn't be able to kill a Dumbo. It's also on play, right? Which is a really cool type of thing. Most people don't realize that. So I can play Ling and then use the effect on Brainiac, for example, like green amethyst, buff my genie and then swing and take something out on like a turn 5.
You could also, something to kill world's greatest criminal mind.
Yeah. I think this is more of a control card than it is anything else. It is literally a control card. That's a 2/3 that quests for 2.
I remember I had somebody recently, and I don't know if it was locals or Richmond or whatever, but somebody local, they had the light bulb moment. They're like, I can support my opponent's characters to kill him with world's greatest criminal mind. Yep. Yes, you can.
Also get very good bell value off of it.
There you go.
So we have a Sapphire item here, a Hidden Trap. So at first, this card kind of looks like buns, but there is a scenario where it might be okay. So this card, item interplay exerted. So we're not doing anything until we play it. But then you can exert it and banish it to either banish a chosen item, which that's item removal, or you can Sapphire Coil something. So looking at it, doesn't look great, right? But we have the new legendary Darkwing Duck. That when an item is banished, we can pay 1 ink to basically fire the cannons, something, right? If we trigger this to banish an item, it double triggers Darkwing Duck. So now we're dealing 4 damage. Or if let's say we're triggering this on an ingenious device, we could potentially deal 7 damage in 1 turn, just with our items.
Just wish it didn't come in exerted, but that is a pretty good payoff. I never knew why I ended up dying. You guys are the Blue Steel experts here more so than I am in any way. But there was a Blue Steel items deck that was honestly really fun when I tested it out. Playing Ingenious Device and Bell, and had a similar idea to this whole concept of it will play this item and then destroy it with our Bell and then pop off. So
as far as core constructed goes, Oceans, you can probably answer that. Or we either can, but Oceans, I'll let you answer it.
Didn't play it myself. I watched R&B play it. It earned and gurned, but it didn't feel strong enough to really answer the meta.
The meta got a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And so it kind of struggled.
There's not enough draw in it to really support the archetype at the moment, but if something does kind of bring
it was because of the speed and the draw. We're getting more draw now, and the speed of the meta is looking like it's turning into a mid-range battle. So
yeah,
who knows? This card might
it could high roll last set, but it just wasn't consistent enough to do it.
I think when I talked to R&B as well, his assessment on the deck was it's the best version of Blue Steel and the best deck when it does its thing. It just doesn't get to do its thing consistently enough.
Yeah. As far as Infinity goes, I mean, we were doing that stuff in Infinity, in Richmond, and it was a lot of fun.
But yeah.
So
Infinity Blue Steel.
This Darkwing Tamatoa is going to be interesting. For example, in Infinity, I was able to play a Tamatoa and pop 2 Robot Queens and then immediately get them back with the Tamatoa. If I had Darkwing in play, I could pop those 2 Robot Queens when I played the Tamatoa, pay the ink, and do 2, 4, 6, 8 damage, and then still get them back immediately. So there's some stuff there that's potential.
Yeah, but that's like a 10 to 12 ink turn.
Bro, do you see how many ways we have to ramp?
Yeah, now.
We're going to start playing 82 cards just so we don't deck ourselves from ramping. But we do have more Sapphire items we haven't seen yet. And what's interesting is this card is number 170. That is the end of the numbers for Sapphire. So we are not getting a Sapphire location in this set.
How does that work?
Unless they messed up and misnumbered it.
Well, they usually do item locations at the end?
Yeah, so it's normally characters, songs and actions, items, and then locations.
Yeah, I miss the days where locations were more relevant. Like we haven't seen a location being put in play and constructed in a long time.
They seem to be really pushing on this set, which just makes it interesting that they were not getting one in Sapphire.
Yeah, I actually had a feeling that they felt like it was a mistake because we never saw any for a while, but them bringing it back, I guess, is a good sign. It's not like a mechanic that they're trying to get rid of.
I believe, guys, this is the last card. A couple other little things really quickly we'll talk about. We've been talking for a while. The OP kit got shown. The promo cards already been seen. But here you can see the storage boxes, the stickers, the Sapphire pin, and a new Lorcana featuring a Tiana. Warm and happy that we have not seen yet. So these will be available at your local LGS for your league play, however that is structured in your area. Also, we had some CCQs announced today. So we know that some more CCQs got to happen before Continentals, right? So Inc. is the first one up there, and on February 27th. You've got the one in Mexico there on their 75K, February 27th as well. And then you got Calgary, April 11th, the Enchanted Citrus class in San Diego, and Habibi's home turf ETB.
So excited about that.
Super stoked to see you guys get one.
Long overdue. I mean, I'm just happy that Canada got one, let alone a second one is like a dream come true for us. We're so deprived of events for so long in Canada, basically traveling to the US for pretty much anything Lorcana related. So we ended up getting one in Oakville, long overdue. It was a lot of work, but we got there. It's already within 6 hours of us posting it, it has filled 150 players already. So 150 players for a small store. Two locations in Canada. We obviously got a venue. We're not planning on doing the event in this smaller location.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was going to ask, do you guys have a cap?
The cap is 256, so 150 already. I don't think it's going to stay. We're probably going to hit cap pretty soon, before the end of the week, likely. But we did end up, don't put your money on it, like get a ticket now. We did actually book the venue next door, or like the room next to the venue, just in case we need to extend it to 350. So we can technically go up to 350, but for now it is set to 256.
Might have to see what I can work out. See if I can get up there if there's still tickets available.
Yeah,
that's cool, man. I'm glad they're selling out quickly. You know, selfishly, it's okay that you haven't had events, because otherwise I wouldn't have met you, because you wouldn't have been coming to the events here.
There you go. Honestly,
no, I'm kidding.
it's not wrong. Like a lot of the networking that I've been able to do, I probably would have done less, because there's only so much PTO I have in the world, right? Mm-hmm. So the ability for me to travel has also just been, if I want to play Lorcana, you're going to see me at events, and there's not many to go to. So I have to meet all my American friends, and I love to meet them. But this is going to be cool. It's going to be the first time. I got a lot of messages from people saying, hey, we're getting a passport for the first time. I didn't even realize that you guys were able to go through entire DLC seasons with never getting a passport, traveling across like a major border.
I just got mine after I got my Ghent ticket, you know.
There you go.
Late last year.
And it's so crazy to me that Lorcana is actually becoming a reason why people travel, people meet new people. People, like, if you told me this before I played TCGs a couple years back, and just told me I'm going to be traveling across the world to play with Disney cards, to meet people I talked to on Discord for like an hour or two, and those people are going to let me sleep in the same room with them, trust them with my possessions, like trust them with my lives in some cases. It's very, very weird to me. But I mean, hindsight now, it's amazing, and this community is insane. And honestly, Oakville is gonna Enter the Battlefield is a great community, but like connecting outside of that has been really, really cool. And I mean, if you guys come over, any person from the States, the Canadians will greet you. There's a lot of Canadians that don't have unfortunately, the blessing and the opportunity to travel to the US. So there's a lot of people that you can meet, interact with, and build some new connections as well. So
all I heard is if you're going to ETB, you're rooming at Habibi's house.
Everyone's asked me that, and trust me, I don't know if you guys know how real estate works in Canada, but it's Elias's house. If there's a reason there's a green screen here. This is like, I'm actually homeless. I'm standing outside.
They'll just go.
Well, I'll hang out with you in your homeless cardboard shack.
Let's do it, man. We'll do bunk beds. We'll stack up the boxes. I got trove boxes we can sleep on. No.
Get some milk crates.
I'm probably Oakville. Funny enough, is not actually where ETB, the main store that we all play at, is. It's actually an hour and 15 minutes away. So we're actually all gonna go and get a room that's nearby there. But everyone's welcome to drive around on my car. There's exactly 5 seats. I've offered that to 30 people, so we'll see how much we can fit into the car. But I'll drive around some people. We'll figure it out.
You sound like me. You sound like when I drive to DLCs, it's quite the struggle sometimes.
You gotta like say no to some people, and I just don't want to say no to everybody. So please don't pull me over, please.
I will echo that if you are thinking about going to a CCQ and you've not been to a DLC or any tournament, I will echo the things that Habibi is saying. The Lorcana community is great. It's welcoming. Half the fun of the events is not just competing for me, but also meeting new people, seeing old faces, old friends. It's almost like every time I go to an event, it's a reunion of some sort. Oh, there's so-and-so that I haven't seen. Oh, there's so-and-so. Every time I see JDC Questy, like, oh man, hey, I haven't seen you in forever. So it's just one of those things where if you haven't experienced it yet, you should. And it just shows you, like, I also never would have thought the same thing like Habibi said. Like, I never thought I would be traveling as much as I did just for a card game.
Just the amount of people you meet through this is mind-blowing. Like,
networking is important. In every stage of someone's life, whether it's young, old, very old. I was gonna make a joke.
Hey, listen. I'm not up for rotation yet, just yet.
Not yet. But no, it's the networking is great. I mean, just to end off on the Enter the Battlefield point, like, even if you wanted to come with your family, Chris understood that, and Jay, which is the owners of ETB, and they made it so that attendees are just gonna have access to like just free events and like fun giveaways. So people want to bring their families, their kids, stuff like that. They're not kind of like leaving their wives at home and getting like the cold end, the not having a home back to sleep at, or sleeping on the couch. So it is kind of cool that we're trying to make it fun for the competitors, but also like kind of attract a reason for the non-competitive players to still show up and just meet with the Canadian crew for like the first time, because there hasn't been a reason to really fly out to Canada and play a local. It's like most of our stuff are like 5Ks or 4Ks, which translate into out of Looney Tune dollars is like $1 USD or so. It's good to have a reason to have the competitors fly over and the non-competitors with the artists.
Just FYI, sorry to interrupt, that the Mexico CCQ, the 75K, is in their local currency.
Yeah, don't get excited, guys. You're not paying no bills with your Mexico CCQ. You get exactly 10 tacos if you win.
Jesus.
That's great.
You get a poutine, at least 2 poutines if you win at ETB. So,
bro, I love poutine, and like I'll come up there just to have like Canadian poutine.
Man, come over here and I'll take care of you for food. I'll tell you this right now: drinks on me. Let's go. Come over.
All right,
I got you.
Well, if for whatever reason I can't make it to this CCQ, I'll definitely make it to an event at some point. Inc is another place I've been trying to get to. Unfortunately, Get is just right the weekend after that, and I can't justify it 2 weekends in a row. But outside after that, we also have Gen Con. That's going to be a crazy CCQ. Gen Con's one of those things where Ravensburger and Lorcana always has a big presence, and you got to get a ticket to the event, and there's always a lot of cool stuff and announcements. They did like a look back on the past year, this past time. Some of the creators got to do like a puzzle challenge. They did the collection quest for the first time there, kind of debuted it. So there's always stuff going on at Gen Con. That's also another one. Like there's so much here where I'm like, I want to do all of these things, but I'm going to have to pick and choose.
You're going to have to pick.
But here's the thing, guys. If you're thinking about just going to any of them, just pick one. Go. I don't think you can go wrong. I've heard great things about Inc. The ETB folks are always super friendly. Habibi might try to troll you in person, but that's fine.
I'm way nicer in person. I'm way taller too.
Yeah, he's about 7. He's about 7'2". You might not see him because he's up in the clouds.
That's it. You gotta just get ready to crack your neck.
Yeah. To continue on, we've got some CCQs outside of the US. We've got one in Poland coming up in next weekend, I believe. We've got one in France in February, another one in Great Britain in February, Spain in April, and Stockholm in April as well. So if you can go to those, you should definitely go to those as well.
Let's go to Stockholm for my birthday.
Brother, maybe.
April's a far time out. Is that your birthday?
The
April 24th? 28th? Mine's on February 29th. So the 27th, I would be celebrating my birthday if I went to Inc. Which is like, we'll see.
My birthday was December 28th. So yeah, I turned 40. this past year, and we're just out here playing Lorcana. Super serious real life job, traveling for Disney cards. So fun.
Best way to do it. I was talking to Fungus, the winner of the last DLC, and in Richmond. He was saying the same thing. Is like, I wish that I had my adult money job back when I was younger, so that I can go and play and have fun at these events. It's just so funny that we have the passion and the excitement, and when you're 1 year younger in general, and then if you don't have like your final job ready for you, you kind of can't go to these trips. So people act like 30 or 20, like 9 and 40 and 45 is old, but that's realistically when you can afford to travel to all these fun things. So enjoy your adult money, have your fun, make up for what you missed out on when you're younger.
And, try to do well enough to make your costs back up.
Exactly. It's very easy with these DLCs. CCQ is a little bit more difficult. That's why I would say be more selective. Choose a place that you want to visit, that you're excited to see, that you haven't been before, and that have good people, good casters, good vibes.
Yeah, for sure. DLCs is just a little bit easier at a prize wall, side events, things like that. CQs, there's one person getting an invite, so it's a little bit more potentially tougher. But it's another way to go if you're that serious. I think we have just a couple more slides that I'd put in here. So some stuff was announced about Japan. And just want to share this with the viewers for contrast. So Japan has announced they are not rotating until set 17. So we're at a point where their meta is going to completely diverge from ours very soon. Habibi, how would you feel having, Cinderella and Ariel available to you till set 17?
I would probably be Worlds qualified. But that being said, I do think it's very strange. I was helping coach somebody on Steel Song the other day in preparation for I think it was the Chinese DLC. I believe it was in China. And the weirdest thing is they had access to some cards in Fabled, but not the rest of the cards in Fabled. And I'm like, so like you have access to everything, but you skip this set and you have these cards in Fabled. Like they're going very unique with the Japanese rotation, so I think that's really cool.
Just wait. I'm going to share the next slide. It's crazy. But actually, with set 12, the Wilds Unknown, those where they're introducing Pixar, the Japanese will actually release simultaneously with the English version. So like at that point, they're going to be releasing with us, but they won't have rotation for another 5 sets. But what's crazy is they're skipping Whispers and Winterspell, and they're including those cards in the Wilds Unknown packs.
How's that going to happen?
I know that their packs are smaller, but judging from this infographic, it looks like they're getting 6 cards of Wilds Unknown and 1 either Winterspell or Whispers in the Well.
What does that do for the cost of the cards?
I think their single market is going to be insane.
It'd be ridiculous, right? Like maybe the Canadian market, sorry, not the Canadian, the English market is going to go up because a lot of these Japanese players might end up having to buy English cards.
I think they're only.
This is unique.
I think they might be only able to play Japanese English language cards, but that may change once they get release parity with us, right?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then they might buy the. If I were them, I would buy the English cards that are really available.
I would just buy the cheapest option, honestly.
So they've skipped Fable. They're getting that in prize packs. Winterspell and Whispers of the Well is being added to their Wilds Unknown packs, and so this. Maybe that has something to do with them not getting rotational set 17 because they're like, hey, that's how long it's going to take these guys to get all these Whispers in the Well and Winterspell cards. Probably not, but the other cool thing that Japan is getting is these Japanese exclusive pre-constructed decks. They will include legendaries, which we have not had precons include legendaries. Specifically, there's the Ohana Mi's family. The Elsa deck is going to have the new legendary Elsa in it. And they're also going to get some other reprinted cards in these decks, like one of them includes Be Prepared, they've shown.
Why does it say in premium? Are they going to give them like enchanted or special foiled out cards? Or
my guess is special foiling. Most of my guess. No other information, but
pretty cool.
Thought this was interesting. I think it'd be cool to get decks with legendaries in them. Really would help out some players, that struggle to get things.
I think there's a bunch of decks that we should just be making as like pre-cons, right? Like Dog's deck is like what, $30 to make? And it can win a DLC.
The green purple burn is like 25 max.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of like these decks that are very playable meta options that someone can just pick up and play. And it's a lot harder to find cards and go out and look for them. If we just made it a pre-con, I think a lot of people would be happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, when I was at Epcot this past weekend, I I sat down with like a few people that have never experienced Lorcana. The deck I hated them every time was green purple aggro. One, because it's a pretty easy deck to like explain to pilot, and two, it's a cheap deck. So if my cards got ruined, it wasn't that big of a deal to replace it. But that is actually it, guys, for the slides. I know Oceans. I know we originally talked about like 30 minutes to an hour, and here we are. We're gonna have a 2.5 hour episode. We're posting this whole thing, Habibi. No cuts, no edits. We're gonna get some watch hours off this bad boy. But thank you guys if you stuck around for this long. We just wanted to get into the reveal season and get some cards covered without trying to do them all at once, so we didn't have to post a 6-hour long video, because those cards add up. But thank you guys for checking us out here at Additional Link, and we'll do some social shout out and then I'll sign off. Habibi, where can people find you?
At Lorcana Habibi on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Elias Abdullah had my government name on Discord. It's not hard to find me. I talk a lot.
If you were at DLC Richmond, you heard his government name about 90 times.
Yeah, you probably know how to spell it now, even though it's really long. It's ELIAS ABDULAHAD, or at Lorcana Habibi on X or on every other social media platform. But yeah, that's where you find me. You found me in the event because I don't know how to submit, but I fixed it on day 2, so don't blame me for day 2. Day 1,
You think like Rochelle paid them off just to troll you and call your name?
At a certain point, I feel like they're just doing it on purpose. They also like extended some of the syllables of my last name. I'll put it that way. They just wanted to say it, but it's okay.
They're like, you posted that Prince John meme and we didn't appreciate it.
Exactly. They got me.
Oceans, we know you're part of Additional Link here, part of our team and everything, but where can people find you?
On X at Oceans Tempest. You'll probably see me commenting on anything that says Blue Steel on it.
And you also find him here.
Yeah.
You'll find me at all the Additional Link platforms, on all the social medias at Additional Link. I'm in Discord as Ninja Harley running around. I'm around. If you need something, hit me up. But once again, we believe here at Additional Link, there's plenty of space at the table for everybody. There's plenty of ink to go around. Thank you for joining us and hanging out. If you're doing that the whole time, we really appreciate it. And we'll do this again in a few days to hit some more cards for reveal season. And Habibi, this won't be your last time here, hopefully. You're invited back anytime. I know we've been trying to do a deck profile forever. We'll get that figured out.
We'll figure it out today, for sure.
If you play Blue Steel, it'll be faster.
If I play Blue Steel, I'd be in line with the other 30,000 of you guys.
We need, well, to be honest, I don't want to post 2 Blue Steel videos in a row. So we got Habibi's got to bring the variety.
I'm the diversity hire for the deck list.
All right, guys. Well, if you also just like and subscribe, we'll see you later. We'll see you next time.